Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to Tales of Tyrasia, Chapter 1. Lovely to see loads of people already in chat. Hopefully this is going to be a fantastic campaign where nothing goes wrong, which means everything will. So first of all, hi there. I will be your dungeon master this afternoon, this evening, this morning, wherever it is in, wherever you are in the world. And joining me are four very fantastic people who are pretending to be, well, I would say something they're not, but they're pretty apt for their characters, I guess. Party, you may speak.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
So we'll go in screen order. Would you like to introduce yourselves, left to right?
Oh, that's me first, right?
It is.
Hello there, I'm Mr. Green, and I'm going to be playing Gralkrova the Exile.
Very nice. And Gralkrova is a what?
He is a Kragnova Custodian Barbarian.
Nice. Next up, we have...
Hi, I'm Stark Draws. Some of you know me as Stark, and I will be playing Gil, the Circle of the Land Druid, who is a Fae.
He is a Fae indeed. Next up, we have...
Hi. I'm
Hi.
Mikuni Putala. I'll be playing Ninsala Yasnala. She is a Urban Ranger Beatmaster.
She is indeed. And finally, we have the patriarch of the group.
Howdly doodly. I am Captain Heretic. You can call me Cap. I will be playing Tree Dad, Sir Alan Thorne, the Oath of the Ancients, Sephardendra Paladin.
They all have long-ass names because I like that kind of thing.
And Oswald.
And Oswald, yes,
Can't
as
forget
well.
Oswald.
Oswald
Badger.
doesn't exist yet.
The Badger doesn't exist yet, but will be shortly. Right, is this going to capture? Let's see. Bam! There we go. There's the thing. You guys can see it. Here's our board. In case you haven't seen it already from the tweets and stuff, this is our table. Do you like it? It's pretty damn fancy. I spent a long time making this.
Sorry. Okay, what Gucci?
That reminds me, I need to turn off my... There we go. Okay,
We Gucci.
Right.
Nice.
So, to start with, then, you've already heard their backstories. If you haven't, then well, that's on you. But our campaign begins on the continent of Elador, which is like I guess the eastern one. I guess it depends on where you are on the planet. This isn't flat Earth. This is an actual planet. So, but on the map it's the western one, I guess. So the campaign is beginning with Ninsala and Gralkrova wandering into a place called Elenil Village, which is just south east of Golfisal Forest, which is the dynasty capital of the Fasali Ever. And they have just arrived after a long, exhausting trek across Elador from the south. And Sir Alan and Gil have already been in the village for several hours now, contemplating both their next destination and where to get a bite to eat for Gil, because he's pretty hungry. Both parties are in eyeshot of each other. However, both parties don't actually know each other exist yet. They've never met. This is two parties of two currently. So, I'll pass it over to you guys. What would Ninsala and Graal be doing the first thing when they arrive in Elenil?
Probably looking for the tavern.
Yeah.
Probably looking for the tavern. Right. Okay. So, and just so I know, as well, Gil and Sir Alan, what are you planning?
Gil,
Well-
what you peckish for? Your stomach rumbling? What do you fancy eating?
Well, I don't know. I could just eat the berries that I've been eating, or we could go somewhere and get a big plate of food. I know you don't really eat per
No,
se.
I'm happy to
I mean,
carry you on your way to lunch.
Yeah, I think Sir Alan would be perfectly fine. Grabbing a bite for you and just hanging around.
I can just hang out in the garden and soak in those rays.
I guess the nearest tavern would do.
Yeah.
We should have food.
Okay. So, there's only one tavern. It's a fairly small village. It's very quaint. There's roughly about, I'd say, 250 total that live here. Mostly Fisali. There are a few Rizadieva, and even less Vian, and there are actually some Sepha that live here as well. Mostly Sepha-Chlora, if any. So yeah, you're gonna head to the only tavern, which is known as the Wild Wisp.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, do you want to head on over there?
I would like to speak to Ninsala first.
Right. Okay.
Sure.
Gil kind of taps Sir Ellen on the shoulder where he's sitting, and kind of points over to the sign of the tavern.
Okay. So he's gonna be like,
Off we go.
over there. I smell delicious grub.
Yonder.
Over yonder. Prithee, wander me
Prithee.
over to the tavern.
Lest.
Lest.
Right. Okay. So you're gonna mosey on over there, and Growl wants to speak to Ninsala.
Yes.
Okay.
So Grelkrova walks over to Ninsala and taps her on the shoulder lightly.
Lightly. We'll point that out.
Yeah.
Lightly. Doesn't want to tap her heavily.
What? What's up?
Ninsala, with the job that we're about to do, I feel like I would be out of place in this tavern. Do you wish me to stay outside and stand guard? I feel like this may be a job for you.
I don't think we're in danger here. So
Well, I
you
mean,
could just like,
as in you're in danger, or what do you mean?
yeah, like, why would you stand guard?
I don't.
Because
I mean, it might be more because. I mean,
I'm
Greeny doesn't.
terrifying. The reason why I'm speaking, this is out of character. The reason why I do not want to go into the tavern is that I'm very intimidating and I feel like it may be an issue at some point.
kind of like wandering into the tavern, the record like scratches.
Yeah, pretty much that. I'm gonna.
Everyone looks
really
over.
out. I'm gonna look out of place.
I mean,
But
when you entered the village, you have not seen a single Kragnova, which
Yeah.
was gonna be obvious to you anyway before you got here, but you haven't seen remotely the slightest. You don't even have like the scent that a Kragnova has been here.
I think
At
I'm
least in a
gonna
long
plant
time.
myself outside of the tavern, but have eye line into it if that's possible.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. There are windows out the front. You could look in. Whether or not that would be equally as terrifying for patrons. That they've got this massive like crab
way
sea demon
creepier.
looking in through the window like. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go for that at like a decent distance, but I still have visual.
Okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the thought in my head was just too funny to pass up. So
That's
you're going
less.
to stand guard outside and let Ninsala.
I want to
this for
keep
us.
eyes on Ninsala if possible.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Did you have your water bath today already?
Not that I know of. I think I will need to find some after this job is done.
That's fine. You can just. I'll rule it as you can say if like you, I don't know, on your way over here earlier in the day, maybe you like took a swim for like an hour or something. I'll allow you to do that if you want.
Then I'll change my answer to yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, backtracking. Yes, earlier on in the day, I went for a swim. There were fish. They were pretty.
Okay, so so Ninsala, do you enter the tavern?
Yeah, but Gra, do you want me to bring you something to eat, maybe?
If you can find something that will fit my stomach, absolutely. Would you like some money?
What they have. Yeah, I mean, you can pay me back later.
Acceptable.
Okay, so Growl's gonna do an IOU and get some, and Ninsala's gonna try and rustle up some grub for them. So so that's the plan. Ninsala, are you already outside the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to head inside?
Yeah.
And in regards to Gil and Sir Alan, whereabouts are you currently? Are you already in the tavern, or are you heading there now?
I think we're having a wander towards it.
Yeah.
Having a nice leisurely stroll, soaking in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wander over and you could see like when you two were sat by the river Aelin, as the campaign started, basically. You were here when these two arrived. You kind of were just like minding your own business, like taking a look around. You did see like two figures entering from the south, but you could just see two figures. It wasn't particularly like, you know, like, okay, one of them is big. You can't really make out many features though. But now they're much closer. You've just seen one of them from where you are. You've just seen the smaller one go into the tavern, the Wild Wisp, and you see, I mean, Ninsala, no, not Ninsala, Gil, has Gil seen a Kragnova before?
I would say with all the traveling that he's done, not only in Tyrasia, but in different planes, probably.
Okay.
Most likely. Yeah.
And,
especially pre-fall.
yeah. And for Sir Alan, it may be a wholly different story for you. Have you come across a Kragnova on your travels before?
I've never seen the sea.
You've never seen the sea?
I've
Interesting,
never seen the sea.
okay.
I recently left the woods. I've
Right.
been wandering around the wooded areas for a few decades.
Okay, so you are very sheltered, for lack of a better word, then. You
Reasonably so, yeah.
yeah.
This is pretty early on in my travels.
right, okay.
Full sheltered and a literal shelter.
Yeah, and a literal shelter. So, and is Gil riding like Sir Alan at the moment, like riding his shoulder?
Oh yeah, yep, he's
Yeah?
up on his little perch.
So you're kind of like holding on, like onwards.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so the two of you are like ambling on, and you come across something that Sir Alan has never seen before. Looking into the tavern, a pretty menacing-looking thing, to say the least. It looks devilish. You've heard stories of such a thing, but you've never seen one in person. And Gil does realize what it is. Gil, would you want to say anything to Sir Alan to like reassure him or something, or not?
Not unless he's visibly shaken by the presence of it.
It's a new friend.
So what would Sir Alan, how would Sir Alan react to coming, I don't know, let's say like 10 feet away now, 10, 15 feet away from this thing? What would Sir Alan's reaction be without Gil even saying anything?
wandering up and basically staring at it. Not in a rude way, just in a not very socially
Just like a
adept
puzzled
way.
kind of
Puzzled
expression.
staring.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like intimidating presence may come into play.
Okay. So and what's Gil doing? While Sir Alan's like puzzledly expressionizing. How does Gil react to this?
After Sir Alan stops, since Gil was kind of like lounging there, though he's noticed the Kragnava, sort of he sits up a little. He's like, why'd we stop? And then he looks over and sees that Sir Alan is just sort of staring.
Mm-hmm.
Kind
Kind of like a confused puppy, almost.
right.
Like,
What this?
And he kind of pauses for a moment. And he says, "That's a Kragnova. They are creatures of the sea."
What's
And he
the
sort of
sea?
the sea. The sea is
bless him.
a large body of water in which you can't really see land. Out
So
in the
why is
center
it
of
called the sea if you
The
can't see?
sea? Well, no, the spelling is different.
Oh,
Sorry.
It's
Greeny's fucking like creasing with laughter at that.
it's SEA, not SEE, as in the action of seeing.
huh. Interesting.
Bless him.
So that's a Kragnova.
Hello,
Can we
sea
still get
friend.
Food? Okay, never mind.
So, so Sir Alan is, because currently Graal is kind of like looking in, trying to make out where like Ninsala is inside. Like this place it's the only tavern, and it's a fairly small village, but inside it can fit like a decent 30 people inside. It's actually a fairly big tavern. You could even describe it as like a hall, almost. It's like a small hall for like how many tables and stools are inside. It's a fairly large bar as well. And you wonder, just from the sight inside, it's like the people who own this must be at least fairly well off from how extravagant this place is in comparison to the rest of the village. And as Graal is trying to make out where Ninsala is amongst several people, and the angle at which the window is at, he hears this, "Hello there, friend," kind of coming from his right, and like above him, which is weird because Graal's used to being pretty damn tall compared to most things, and he hears it like quite high up above him, and he kind of turns, like,
Well, Crover.
and
I
does
feel
react?
like I look up at Sir Alan and silently acknowledge him, but without any other word, I don't say anything to him. I'll nod in his direction.
So you're kind of like the British like
Yeah,
Nod.
the head thing.
the
Yeah.
the head nod thing.
How
Where you
about
like
you
see
doing the
you
head
like you
nod
see
thing?
someone you know and you kind of just like nod.
Are you
Yeah.
doing the head nod thing with the flat face smile as well?
I don't know how to do that face, unfortunately.
Gil peeks around his shoulder to sort of make eye contact
Hmm.
with the Kragnova.
Okay.
And gives a friendly wave.
Graal raises one of his giant hands and sarcastically waves at the tiny
He's kind of like, and then he kind of like just turns back and then goes to back looking in the window.
I actually have something to say to Gil, who I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up at Gil and speak in Fey. Rare to see a Fey around these parts.
Gil's eyes widen. And he slowly reverse peeks and goes back behind.
Gil,
Sir
why
Alan.
is he talking to you in Fey and not saying hello back? He's not very friendly, is he? Just out of character note, I can also speak Fey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like in our travels I would have known
Mm-hmm.
that. He's curious, and he Gil after that just sort of gestures to the door of the tavern and is like, "But I'm hungry."
I like this one. But I'm hungry.
Question.
Yes.
Question for the DM. How big is the door?
How big is the door? Getting in there would be a really big struggle, but if you want a chance trying to get in, I would say you could if you rolled well.
Are there happy noises coming from inside?
Yeah, it's pretty jovial inside. It's not. It doesn't seem like. It doesn't seem as particularly rowdy as one of their more popular nights, which is surprising considering it is the last day of Solus. It's the last day of what the equivalent is of summer. It's definitely jovial, but there aren't. It's not packed. It's not a packed place tonight.
Music?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd
In
say...
we go.
In
we go.
There are
Jovial.
tunes. There are tunes Sir Alan wants in.
Sir Alan, I'm not sure. Can you fit?
I can take you off my shoulder and just plonk you in first before I attempt. If you like.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Gil could fly through the window. But yeah, if you want to attempt to get in, I'm going to need you to roll.
Okay, so Gil sort of blinks when he says I could put you down, and his wings go from resting at his sides to sort of
To, like, fluttering.
flipping up,
Uh-huh.
and they start to beat,
Mm-hmm.
and he lifts off of Sir Ellen's shoulder and just descends to the ground and walks into the tavern.
Okay.
There we go.
Right, so... Sir Alan, you're gonna attempt to get through the door. It's a big door. Like Graal would fit through. It's a tall door. It's quite a big door, because it's like a big hall. But even then, there's a difference between like a 7-foot dude coming in and a 10.5-foot tall dude coming in. There's like a big difference. It's gonna be a bit of a squeeze, if anything. So, are you going to try and get in now?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to get you to roll for... What would you say? Acrobatics, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for acrobatics.
Let's go.
And we have started this campaign with a 3.
I'm so glad I got off your shoulder.
It can only go from here. So, okay, so basically, you try your hardest to get, like, in the door. You, like, burst in and everyone kind of, like, stops what they're doing, like, puts down, like, their glasses and kind of looks as this Cephadendra is gonna try an attempt to get into the door.
You wanted your record scratch moment.
There's your record scratch moment right there. So yeah, basically, describe to me how you would try to get it. Like, are you gonna try and like squeeze in like leg first, or are you just gonna burst your head through, or?
I'm gonna try and sort of hunch and crouch down and then sort of like climb in, shoulders and head first.
Okay. So what the I'll do this from the perspective of the people inside. So the people inside are gonna see like the doors. It's a double door, and it kind of like bump open and stay open as this, like, massive tree golem kind of crushes his head through the door and tries to, like, nuzzle his, like, shoulders through at an angle. He's not quite got it, though. Like, you'd do a lot better if you went, like, diagonally, maybe, but you're just not getting it. You're trying to go in, like, completely side on. You're really not helping yourself, and you can hear the creaking. Because this whole thing is, like, the whole place is made of wood. It's like a wooden hall. And you can just hear the creaking as you try to go, like, further and further into this doorway, and then you start to hear some snapping, and Sir Alan's immediately like, oh god, oh no, oh, okay, well,
dear.
I'm this far already, and you know, he kind of like eases more and more. You can hear more and more like creaking as the wood of the doorway is kind of like bowing now. And then, like, you think that you've, like, nearly got through this doorway, and suddenly you lurch forwards, and you're all the way in, as well as you snap. The edges of the doorway just, like, burst right at the halfway mark and crack as they, like, allow you through. And you kind of slide on in. After truly making an entrance. You have ruined the door.
And now I have a new door frame hat.
Gil sort of watches on with one hand over his eyes, and he like peeps with between like two fingers, and then covers his eye back up again and just shakes his head.
Hello, local friends.
Wow.
So, the owner of the tavern, Kada, her name is. Kada is just at the bar. She's fairly young. She's like mature, but she is still fairly young, and she's just looking like kind of looking around the room as if to say, like, that didn't happen, right? That did that happen? She's kind of like trying to get like confirmation from like a patron around the bar. And she's got like this towering Cephadendra kind of like, hello there, above her, and she's like, excuse me, can I help you?
Good barkeep. Would you happen to have a meal for my tiny friend?
Would you happen to have the air to repair my doorway?
Oh dear.
Look what you've done!
Oh dear. Sorry. How much is the door?
I don't know, I guess I'll ring it up for you.
Oh dear.
Well, it's done now. What do you want?
Would you accept odd jobs in payment?
Odd jobs? You seem to be the oddest job that's come in here. We've never had someone as tall. Why did you even think that you could come in here? I mean,
Sounded really nice.
I don't mean to discriminate at all, but you clearly can't fit in here.
Gil sort of turns around and addresses her and says, I mean, he did fit in here. And he as he's looking at her, just sort of like gestures back towards him, like, he's in here.
Sir Alan gives her a big ol' thumbs up.
Well, I suppose you are right. One way or another. That doesn't solve my problem. It's gonna be fairly difficult to sort this out, at least. I'll have to employ someone to look over the place. I can't lock up now.
I can do it.
I should think you should.
I can keep an eye on you. Wonderful. I'll do it. Good plan.
I'm glad we have this agreement then, Sir. What is your name?
Sir Alan Thorne.
Sir
Happy
Alan
service.
Thorne. Right. I guess it's lovely to make your acquaintance. And who is your small friend?
Sir Alan gestures to small friend.
I'm Gil.
Hello there, Gil. Are you here to break my window as well?
No, actually, I wanted food. I was under the impression by the smell outside of your establishment here that that's something I can get here.
You
He looks
absolutely
around.
can.
He looks around, kind of curiously at the other patrons. Is there anyone with a particularly large, like, platter of food?
Yeah. They are well known in this village for having, like, I'd describe it as the best rustic food you can get around here. Like, it's not like fine dining, but what you get here is like really, really good quality, like homemade food kind of thing.
Okay. He looks for the the patron with the plate that is the biggest. Like, if there's any like heaping
Okay.
pile of food,
Yeah.
he points directly at that patron and says, "I want that." And he's more addressing Sir Alan than the
So he's like pointing at the food of this patron and talking to Sir Alan, saying, "I want that."
yeah.
That's basically what you're saying.
Cap, I'm not sure if we've established, but you're definitely holding my money because I don't want to.
We had not yet established this, but okay.
I've given you my money to
I think I need to put a separate thing on my sheet to have your money in it.
I would say just for now, you can. I mean, you can move it over if you want. Just like add on from the character sheet to the other, if you want to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are you carrying?
So look.
Where is it?
Currently, Gil has on him 4,500 era and 50 erila.
We rich boys.
So
That
you
would
can
be 70.
you
Yeah,
can
I'll
just chuck
change it
those over.
now.
Question: Is Grawl in earshot?
Yeah, he could hear all of this happening.
Okay, cool.
I mean, Graal is less than 10 feet away from that door.
Okay.
He was basically looking through the front window. If you're looking at the tavern, the door's like to your right, which has just been like creased in, and like one of the doors is kind of like just hanging like basically just by a hinge. The other one's kind of just like thrown aside and like slammed against the wall. And like the archway is kind of like bowed, like cracked, like outwards. It's like convex. I never remember which way around it is. Going outwards.
Yeah.
Is that convex?
that'd
Sarah,
be
really
convex.
quickly, is there anywhere where you like lined out the currency in like I guess like a conversion to like what it would be in
It's
standard?
literally Erila is worth 100 era.
Yeah, but in relation to like
So-
standard D&D.
They are literally the equivalent of like gold and silver. No, they're the equivalent of gold and silver basically. Or is it? No, because silver's a tenth.
Yeah, it's gold and copper.
Yeah, it's gold and copper. Sorry. Yeah. So just so chat knows, we're not using like standard currency. We're essentially using the. We're basically using gold and copper. This is Evan currency. It's Era, which is copper, and Erila or Erila is gold, essentially. So there's no like silver. There's no like stepping stone. It's basically just like, it's basically like Era and then like Elder era, which is kind of, like roughly how it translates. Just so that clears up any confusion. So it's essentially we're just using like kind of copper and gold, but the economy is like slightly different as well. Anyway, carry on.
Yep. Sorry.
So, while that whole thing was happening,
Well, this whole thing's happening. Ninsala, on the other hand.
staring in horror at first at the like, giant tree man that's like trying to get in the door. She was at the bar about to order food, and then just that happens. And,
So, was Ninsala like at the bar ordering at the time? Was she speaking to
Yeah.
Kada?
she was like just arriving at the bar, about to open her mouth.
Okay, and then this like
And then the door flung open.
what question was her first thought that was Grul that had done it?
No.
Okay. Like turns around in horror. It's like, what's he doing? Oh, that's not mine. That's not my idiot.
That's not my idea.
It's another equally idiotic idiot.
Excuse you, I am far more idiotic.
So, what's Ninsala up to then?
And she just observed the whole thing happening between Gil and Tree Daddy.
Tree Daddy.
Alan, right,
Oh.
right. And like she saw the food that Gil was pointing at. Was like, huh? Can I have 2 of those platters as well, please?
Okay. Okay then. So Kato will be like, sure thing. Let me just go out back and talk to my cook, and she kind of like wipes her brow. We'll try and get it out to you as fast as possible, I guess. Apologies,
Hey.
miss. Your name? Sorry?
Ninsala.
Ninsala. I'm sorry for what has just happened. I assure you this doesn't happen usually. Right. Let me just head out back.
Okay, take your time.
So, 1 second. So, what you saw they were eating was roast fanghide with a honey vine garnish. That's the special for today. It costs a mere 50 era.
Oh.
So if you want to cross that off, like whatever it is any of you are paying for, I'm assuming there's a 2 and a 1. You were ordering?
You'll having one of them?
Yeah,
Gil having roast fanghide.
like probably
Gil-
eat like half of that myself. Like
Also,
half
if you
of
would
one
rather
plate.
vegetables, they do have the snaproot surprise as well.
No, I want specifically that
You want specifically the roast
That
fanghide.
exact one.
that exact one.
I am going. Sir Alan is wandering over to the person in possession of said platter and looming over them and staring. Not in a mean way, just in a this way.
Gil kind of I would say walks, but your movement speed is you have quite long legs. So I'm going to kind of hurriedly walk over. It's almost like a skip. Not really a skip, but not quite a jog. Walks quickly over and kind of pulls on one of the vines hanging down from his beard, because he's hunched over, and then holds his hand out for the era. Kind of
Just
expectantly, like
just so you know, this countertop is like it is taller than you are. So, like, if you wanted to see over the counter or like level the counter, you would have to flutter.
okay, that's fine.
Like, you would have to like kind of like take off and kind of be like hovering to be able to speak to her. Otherwise,
Are
it's
there
kind of
stilts?
like a kid trying to buy candy.
Are there stools?
Yeah, there are bar stools like all around,
Okay.
which you can like easily climb up to it. It's got it's kind of like the pub ones where you can like they've got like the leg rungs you can kind of rest on.
Yeah.
Which is like a ladder for Gil.
Yeah. Gil will stand there expectantly,
Okay.
like this, with his hand outstretched.
Okay, so Kada comes back, kind of like after she's kind of like washed her face off, trying to deal with what's just happened. She's kind of just had a wash off. She's told the chef to prepare 3 platters, and she walks up and she says, "Okay then, so that's 2 for Ninsala, and we have 1 platter for Gil. Gil, it's Gil, right?"
His head sort of snaps like up. As he sees the top of the counter and suddenly realizes that she can't see him anymore. And he flutters up to the bar stool. And sort of as he lands onto the bar stool standing so that she can see him.
So he's he landed like he's standing on the bar stool.
He's standing on the bar
so
stool.
he's not
Because
like
if he
sitting
sits-
like normal. He's kind of just like stood there expectantly.
Yeah, still waiting for
I'm fishing around
Sir
the
Alan
coin
to give him the
purse.
money.
Fishing
And he,
around the coin.
He turns to the barkeep and says, "Yep, Gil." As his hand is outstretched.
I, 50, wasn't it?
It's 50, yeah.
Yes, I shall plonk 50 era into his teeny tiny hand if he can carry them all.
He can. They're
he-
fairly like weightless.
He
But
brings his second hand over to catch the currency in his hands, and then takes his kind of like, I don't know, I guess bowl shaped.
Yeah, they're kind of like so
Right.
for just so like chat know a little bit of lore for you. The era, they're not coins. They're like tiny little pebbles, and they have like they're like a metal, like a coin would be, but they're like fairly rough. At least era are. They're fairly rough, so they don't roll very far. Kind of like a D20, like how far that would roll. And they're very, very small. Like, hard for me to even show, like, on stream how small it'd be. They're pretty damn small. They're kind of like ball bearings. Yeah, and they're fairly, like, light, but they have, like, the tiniest amount of, like magic in them. Like, enough to basically detect that they are, like, Era. Yeah, it's fairly easy to lose it. Like if you dropped like 100 on the floor, chances of you picking up like at least 50 are slim, because they just like splash everywhere and they're tiny.
So after he makes sure he doesn't drop any, with Sir Alan dropping them in his hands, he takes both of his hands and pushes them towards.
Kind of like. So does he like put it on the counter, or does he want to like give it?
No, he's
like,
holding it out like this.
What is it? As if
his
like
hands
Kate has to like kind of grab it out of his hands.
If she reaches forward, he moves to put his hands above hers and then.
Oh, to like place it. Okay. I thought we were like holding it out, so she has to like grab it like an animal.
I'm not gonna put it on the
take
counter.
it.
That's the most frustrating shit. I've been there.
Hey, Gil doesn't know that. Gil barely knows money.
That's true.
Yeah, so she's like, thank you, sir. And Ninsala, your payment?
Oh yeah, I reach for my purse and get out the 100 and like hold it in a hand for her to like waiting for her to put away the 50 first.
Yeah, so she kind of like she chucks it away in like a pouch like underneath the counter. They don't have like tills, obviously, but they kind of have like she has like a little pouch that she's kind of like poured it into, and she goes over and takes the 100 off Ninsala as well, and she says thank you very much. Pulls that away and she says, okay, well, it is the special of the day. It'll be done I assume you're all together. I saw the large Sir Alan Thorne. I saw he came in with a little Gil here. Ninsala, I saw you come in at the same time. Are you together?
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assume. Sorry, it was just you came in at the same time. I thought you were here for dinner.
I guess that was just a coincidence.
I guess so.
I just arrived here.
Oh right, you're. So I'm curious. Where are you from?
I have traveled a lot. I
Oh.
wouldn't say that any place is my home, actually.
Oh really? How interesting. A traveler. I've been cooped up here in Elenil most of my life. It's interesting to see such a traveler. Were you about to say something, Greenie?
Oh yes, Grell Crover, his eyes shoot open outside in surprise, and in a matter very unbecoming of somebody as intimidating as large as he runs with his arms flailing towards the door, puts his head through and was like, Fluffy! Fluffy, they better not be serving fish, it gives me gas.
No, don't worry, it's not fish.
Oh good, I was very worried.
It's the it's the MSG of
what we were doing.
Tyrasia.
Growl walks away when he gets acknowledgement.
And Kada, I assume Graal like pokes his head around enough to see.
Yes.
Okay, so Kada sees this like devil head poking around, which like to Graal he's like, Fluffy, make sure you don't get me any fish. It gives me gas. And to her, it's kind of like around like the broken doorway, and Kada just goes white.
Oh right, yeah, I'm speaking. I forgot.
Gil, watching Kata's expression as this happens, sort of puts his hands out and goes, No. That is a Kragnova. They're mostly harmless.
I should mention I was speaking in Krathal.
Okay. Yeah.
Regardless, I know Gil couldn't understand what you were saying, but he sees this barkeep go white.
Oh, don't worry. It's
Couldn't
okay.
have done
I've
like
already
the
paid her
worst
for
thing.
food, and I want that food.
Bursts around with this like devil head and speaks in Krathal that no one in the bar can understand.
What an odd noise.
Yeah, and then there's like really nice looking Airbar girls, like answering in the same language.
So she hears what Gil says. She's shaken up because this is all happening in the space of 10 minutes. So she's really shaken up now. First, my door. What the hell is this? She has never seen a Kragnova before. She has heard of them, but she has never seen one before. So she's like white. And she is, as far as I'm aware, she's Vasali. Let me have a quick look. She is Vasali. So she has like this very, very light tint of red in her skin. Like the Erva, they come from like 5 different dynasties, depending on the like sub-race of Erva is like their background, kind of like more so their religious backgrounds. And also because of being around the innate magic of the gemstones that their particular dynasty worship, their skin color has very, very slightly been tinted over time. To the point where like a Rosadi Eva would have like slightly green tint, not like a WoW orc green, like a very, very like almost like sickly to us. Like to humans it would look like kind of sickly, but it's just that's what they normally look like. So, she's white, that's racist. So, yeah, so her natural, like, pinky red complexion just goes, like, white, and she, like, her eyes, like, kind of like kind of like a cat that's just gone indoors, like whoop. And she looks down at Gil and she says, "What do you mean mostly harmless? Are we in danger?"
Well, no. Assuming
No.
that one is alone. which
Assuming?
he seems to be. He's alone. If there were other Cognava here, they'd.
Have you seen him before?
be here. I've seen his kind before.
Don't worry, he's my friend. He will not harm anyone.
He's your friend?
See? Friend!
Yes.
So you bring this man to break my door and you bring him to scare the hell out of my customers?
Oh dear.
Are you sure you're not together?
Yes.
Is this a prank?
No, I assure you, this is not a prank.
Known many Erva in my lifetime. But I've never seen the likes of Ninsala or her friend.
I guess this afternoon has been quite something then. This has been possibly the most interesting day I've ever had.
You're welcome.
As she kind of like looks up at him as if to say like, he is utterly oblivious.
Gil's head goes back into his hands.
And she kind of like what's the word? She cautiously kind of like looks around to see if she can see more around the door. And this is like, it's like a good like 15, 20 feet away. It's far enough away, but she could absolutely make out your face when you did that. And she kind of like looks to see if you're like just to the side of the door or out the window, and she says, "Excuse me? Mr. Kragnova? Is he male?"
Yes, his name is Grau.
His name is Graal? As in like,
Yes.
like trying to scare someone, Graal? Like, Graal?
I guess.
Excuse me, Mr. Graal?
I assume I understand what she's saying.
She would say this in... What the hell can you speak? You can understand, Evan, can't you?
I think so.
No, you can't.
I can't. I think.
She's shouting out to you, and you don't understand this because she's speaking in Evan. I'm not going to do this for chat, else this is going to be a very confusing campaign. She calls out in Evan, and you are none the wiser. You don't know what she's talking about, and you can't see her, so you literally don't know she's calling for
I
you.
give her no mind.
Yeah.
Gil's head kind of slides down his face, and he rolls his eyes, and then mimics Graal's name in Fae.
Okay.
Graal sits and stands to attention, and pokes his head back into the bar again. This time speaking in Fae. You called?
He Gil takes his hand and gestures towards the bard keep. I believe this young lady was trying to get your attention.
Graal looks over at Gil again and looks him up again. Ah, the Fae from before, I see.
Do you see many Fae?
Perchance. Not today.
Also, you're now speaking in Fae, right?
Yes.
She can now understand you. Eva can speak Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
She immediately is taken aback, and she's like, in Fae, she says, "Wait, your kind can speak Fae?"
I'm just a very special kind of Kragnova.
This has been a very interesting day.
Kragnova do speak Fae as usual, right?
Yeah.
The way I phrased it that way is because Graal doesn't know.
Yeah. So she speaks in Ervan out to you. You don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Then this Fae speaks in Fae to you. You understand. You come in and speak Fae to Gil. She then understands you because she can also speak Fae.
Nice.
That's basically just to recap what happened there. Different languages going on. Right, so she, now that she knows you can speak Fey, she says in Fey, welcome. You... As long as you aren't here to cause trouble or harm anyone. I don't know your kind, and I wish not to discriminate anyone who enters these doors, or ruins these doors, and kind of like looks over to Sir Alan.
Sorry.
I don't mean to discriminate. I want to serve anyone I can. My mother and father passed away a few years ago, and this is their legacy. I was only just old enough to take on this place by myself, and I want to hold up their name well. They were well known in this village, and I want to do them proud. I won't turn away anyone, as long as you're not here to harm anyone. Do I have your word?
Graal's expression softens. You have my word. You would not be the first person to be scared of my appearance. That is a very common occurrence.
Well, I apologize for thinking that way. But I see you do have a soft inside. It goes well with butter. Sorry, I had to throw it. I saw the joke.
I will take the joke. Graal now nods at the barkeep and walks over to Ninsala. Fluffy, I assume this is not fish.
Yeah, this is not fish.
Then I owe you some money. I've already removed it from my sheet.
Okay. So
Graal...
wait, hold on. So you bought the two. Okay, I was under the impression that Ninsala was really hungry.
Oh no, one's big.
Yeah, no, so was I.
No.
Okay, my apologies. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, I was only planning to eat like maybe half of a platter myself, and I give
I
the
can
rest
eat the
to
other
him.
half.
Okay.
Because I
Nice.
don't know how hungry he is.
Okay.
Very, but he wouldn't say it out loud.
Okay. Okay, so while this is,
woman.
huh?
Good bar woman. I didn't catch your name, but in honor of your parents' legacy, we will build you much bigger and better doors than before.
Gil
You can
turns to
welcome
Sir
all
Alan.
comers.
Her name is Kada.
Kada. Lovely Kada.
Your-
We'll build you much better doors.
Your-
Sturdy.
your
strong,
friend is-
big.
Your friend is right. My name is Kada Wispin. That's where the name comes from. The wild wisp. My parents thought it was funny.
Gil holds out his hand to shake hers.
She kind of like is Gil like fluttering or like still like on the floor?
Oh,
no,
to
you're on
shake
the.
her
You're,
hand? Yeah,
are you still in the bar stool?
Yeah, but he sort of like flutters up.
Okay,
to
okay.
make it easy for her, so it's
And
not
she
a weird angle.
and she kind of like, you know, she kind of like reaches across the bar and shakes your hand. She's seen a few Fae. She hasn't left Elenil really at all. She's gone to like nearby towns maybe and nearby villages, but she has never left Elador. She's only ever been in Elador. She only knows.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yes.
I would assume that, given the relationship between Faye and Erva, or, well, yeah, that they've probably seen a few of them.
Yeah. She has seen a
He's
few.
quite comfortable fluttering up and making her acquaintance. It's pleased to meet you, young one.
It's nice to meet you too, Gil.
Graal now walks up
do
to the
you
bar.
have a last name?
Just Gil.
Just Gil. Okay then.
He flutters back down and stands on the bar stool.
Okay. I love that he stands on the bar stool as
If
well.
I sit, logistically basically, if I sit, all she's going to be able to see.
Yeah,
is,
if
like,
you
the
sat, it would
bottom
be
lip
kind of like
up.
this. You'd be like this, kind of like.
It's degrading.
Yeah.
I'm standing. God damn it.
Greenie, you gonna say something?
Groll walks up to the bar after speaking to Fluffy, to Ninsala, and out loud says, "The tree gave me a very, very good laugh earlier on." And he reaches into his pocket, which he has like tattered sort of robes on him. It's not clothes. And drops an Erelar on the bar. I assume this might cover the damages.
I'm afraid not. It might be a little more than that, but I appreciate the generosity, considering this isn't your damage. Are you sure the four of you don't know each other? This seems to be an awful coincidence.
Groll chortles, says, "No, but he gave me a great laugh."
Well, I didn't find it particularly funny, but I will happily take the Ariela. Thank you.
How much would you expect to cover these damages?
This I don't know. I'm not really good with woodwork, but I estimate it'd take roughly 1,000 era to cover the door.
Consider it done.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. More than that if you need a bigger door.
Well, thank you.
Gil looks back to Sir Alan and smiles. That's awful kind of you, friend.
We can't be having another door incident. We might need to make an extension.
Okay, but may I ask you a favor? Would you leave before we build the door?
Yes. I can go. I can go and stand out in the garden and soak in some sun.
I like.
Just
this
imagine
one.
them like rebuilding the thing, and he just like rolls another 3 and crashes on the way out. I'm gonna have to start charging you interest, Sir Alan.
Sir Alan waves everybody and backs out of the door hole.
Oh, no,
stand
it's
and
fine.
focus its size.
It's fine, friend. No, you don't have to. You don't have to leave now. I mean, it's already a hole now. It'll take at least until tomorrow to rebuild. You may as well stay here.
I'm not going far. I'll just be out here. I don't eat food. I'll be within earshot. Give me
Groll interject. If he does it again, I'll yell inside. Would it have been 1,000 era because I gave her an error law? That's 100, right?
No, total. Like, no, it's 1,000. 1,000 era is like 10 erila.
So it would have been.
So that's not including the one you gave. She's basically saying 10 total.
Okay.
But like the Eva, they basically like charge things in era, but you can pay in erila to like basically have less of. Like less quantity, but they will always charge you, like, for example, it'd be like, oh, that'll be 50,000 era. They wouldn't say like 500 erila.
Okay.
That's just how they work, because era is like the currency, and like then they just have like bigger era.
Yeah.
Sir Alan plonks 15 Erila on the bar and wanders outside. That should be enough to cover the damages.
I misjudged you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Consider this forgotten.
He must have good roots.
Gil shoots Groll a glare.
I was gonna say, I thought you said just shoots him. just shoots him with his Glock.
Shoot.
Yes, I conjure an ice shard and shoot Groll.
Yeah, I forgot to say that the Fey Druids actually can conjure Glocks. Just like out of thin air, just shoots him in the head.
Air are actually exactly 9 millimeters wide, and they are actually ammo.
Oh, it was before our time. Let's say that. Anyway, so you Tales of Tyrasia Shadow the Hedgehog edition. Right, so you've got your meals, your roast fanghide. Where do you take a seat? At this point, a few people have already left. Some out of fear, some because it was just convenient they were finishing up anyway. So the place is like fairly empty. There's still a few patrons, mostly on like when going in. They're mostly on like the right hand side, and the bar kind of like goes like more to the left anyway. So you're kind of talking on the left. I think there's one person in the corner, like on the left hand side, and then there's like a few people on the right hand side. Yes.
I'm looking at Gil and ask him if we should like take a table together and like talk about what happened.
I would be honored to sit with you, my child.
Yes,
At
Cap.
this point, I am outside just chilling on the grass and playing my pan flute. Got
Nice.
get some tunes
You
going.
get some nice little tunes just floating through the window.
Just chill everybody out a bit. It's been a stressful morning.
Sure has.
I have a question.
Yep.
Would I be able to use an insight check on a humanoid?
Yep.
I would like to try and do an insight check on the patron that's in the corner of the bar.
Right. Sure thing. Roll for insight.
Okay, to see if I can glean any. That's a d20, right?
Yeah, d20 plus your 3.
Okay. That is 8 overall.
8 overall. You can't really make them out. They're basically just they're kind of shrouded. They have like a hood on over. It's fairly loose. They don't look that intimidating, but they look like they weren't wanting to bring attention to themselves.
Okay, Grawl will sit away from this person, but within earshot.
Okay. So you want to sit like round like the middle of the bar then?
Yeah, somewhere
Okay.
where I can hear what's going on, but not close enough to draw attention to myself.
And also
More.
fit.
Yes,
Okay,
that
sure.
too.
Don't assume you'd want a booth.
Right. Okay. So that's where Graal's sitting. Where are Ninsala and Gil sitting?
I don't know. There were spaces.
Well, there's just to remind you, there's this figure that Graal did the insight check on in the. I would say it's probably like, if you're looking like at the tavern from the outside, you're going through the door and directly to your left, near like the front window, but right in the corner. This is where the character that Graal did the insight check on. The others are on like the right hand side. There's, I'd say, like 3 or 4 patrons just sat around like chatting. One's alone. Yeah, I'd say like one's like more to themselves in earshot of the others, and then there's 3 kind of like sat around a table just having a drink. So whereabouts are you sitting? Are you going to be sitting with Graal? Do you want to sit in the middle, or do you want to pick a different table?
No, we can sit with Graal.
Okay, so it's going to be the 3 of you, and then Sir Alan's
Yeah.
going to be outside?
Yes.
Okay.
Hanging out.
Okay, so also you're in earshot of Sir Alan, by the way, so you kind of got these nice chill vibes kind of flowing through the window. You can hear his chill vibes from his pan flute.
Throw on some ambient pan flute music. You're welcome to.
To listen / chill / study to. 24 hours.
So, right, so you're going to dig into your meal. Kader at some point will kind of like wander by. It's like it's getting towards like evening now. Like this is kind of like progressed. You've been chatting, you've been chowing down on this. She's kind of like wandered by, you know, like every like waiter or waitress does, kind of like hops by like mid mouthful, and you're like, everything okay? And you're like, so there's like one or two instances of that because it's a fairly big platter. She's just checking everything's okay. She really cares about this place. She's very genuine. She's got this like almost hopeful personality that she wants to prove to, like, you know, her late mother and father that she can do this. Like she can do this. She may be young, but she can do this. And you can hear from like the right hand side of the bar. You can hear like clearly the patrons are like regulars, and they really like her company. Like you can feel the good vibes. There's like a connection between people. They're very respectful of her, but basically they just love her. Like she's a great barkeep, and people love coming back here. It's like you definitely get the feeling that like this place is like the place to be if you're coming to, I don't know. So as you're finishing up your roast fanghide with honey vine garnish, delicious. You're just finishing up, and the figure in the corner that Graal attempted an insight check on slowly wanders over, cautiously, and taps Ninsala on the shoulder and whispers in her ear. May you be Ninsala?
I nod.
You nod. And he kind of like looks up around. He tries not to make eye contact with the other two. He kind of glances over the over Graal, at least Graal, because it's kind of like, one, it's hard to ignore him literally because he's big, but also like he's kind of got this like aura where it's kind of like you kind of want to look at him, but you also don't want to look at him at the same time. And he's kind of like not being rude. And he kind of whispers, "May I speak to you in private?"
Rawl tries to stay as still as he can to be non-threatening, if possible.
Okay. Like he's not scared of you, but he's definitely cautious because he didn't. This person seems like, well, obviously was expecting Ninsala because he knows her name.
What does this patron look like?
The patron,
And are they Irvin?
he's an Ever, yeah. He's now that you can see him much closer up, there's not this kind of like this kind of darkness over his face because of like the angle he was sat. There was kind of like, because of the lanterns were kind of like casting a shadow because of his hood. You couldn't really make out his face at all. Now you can. He definitely looks much more elderly. He's not like old and shriveled, but he's definitely like very mature for an Ever. You can start to see kind of like these kind of like, you know, stress lines, a few wrinkles. He's starting to get on. His fur is a little tattered, just a little bit unkempt, mostly due to, you know, he's just getting on a little bit.
I would like to roll insight to see if I can sort of read him in a way that I'm trying to figure out if he's got any sort of nefarious plans.
Go for it. Roll for insight.
D20, right? Just to make
Yep.
sure.
You are doing this with no proficiency. It's just the d20.
Yeah. 15.
15. You make him out. You immediately feel like he is not a threat
Okay.
at all.
Gil goes back to eating the rest of his meal. In fact, you all are not entirely sure where he's putting it. This platter is quite big, and
It's kind of just disappearing into the void. Okay, so, yeah. So, he says to Ninsala, may I speak to you in private? He kind of says it in a hushed tone, like, the others can hear this, but he's trying to make it seem as if he doesn't want to include these two.
Yeah, I like softly say, yes, of course. I was looking for you, and then I excuse myself off the table and go with him.
Okay, so we're they're going to wander out of the tavern, just around the side. It's going to be out of line of sight. That's it. I was gonna say eye line. Gonna go out of line of sight from the other three. The other three will not see them. They're just going around the corner of the tavern. That's it. They're not going far, but you are not in line of sight, so you can't see this. Hearing, if anyone could hear it, possibly Sir Alan, but he is none the wiser. He is just playing his pan flute. He's also, I would say, he's probably looking. Well, I'll let you answer this. Which direction is he looking? Is he looking towards the door?
No.
He's not.
No, he's enjoying looking up, sort of up towards the sky and out towards the woods. Just enjoying being in nature.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Okay, so so not in hearing range and not in line of sight as well. So, yeah, he brings you around the corner and says, I'm glad you answered my note, I guess. I'm glad it found you. It's nice to make your acquaintance, Ninsala.
Yes, so you are Malachi?
That is correct. My name is Malachi. So he basically says, I, or rather, my people, are in need of assistance. Something, we believe, has gone missing, and we need it back. The problem is, this needs to be kept as secret as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we are not able to employ anyone that could bring any attention. We are in need of someone of no name, so to speak.
Yeah, so I don't think people know me around here.
That's true.
What
You
does
are
it
also
look for?
the only surviving member of Iril Monastery.
Oh, yeah, sadly. I don't know what happened there.
We
I
don't
was
either.
living somewhere else at that point.
That is our problem. We don't know either. And you are the only one still alive to this day who has any connection to the place. So we have been scouring for many months, trying to find if there is potentially anyone else. However, we cannot find anyone, and there is no one better to trust than someone who spent their youth growing up there.
I understand. So, what went missing?
I cannot tell you what went missing. Mostly because I don't even know if it is missing. What we do know is that something has gone wrong, clearly. Our magical connection has been severed within one of the vaults down in the crypts of Iril. below Iril Monastery. I don't know if you are aware of the crypts below the monastery.
Oh, I was aware.
However, our people sealed a very, very precious and powerful artifact down in that vault many, many hundreds of years ago. And it was sealed with a magical seal, incredibly powerful magical seal, by some of our best wizards. And there was, for lack of a better word, a magical alarm set within the vault, should anything happen. Only within the last month or two, we have realized that we actually have no connection to said alarm. We cannot detect whether the alarm is even active, which is a worry, because this vault is impenetrable. You cannot get in. There is only one person that can get in that vault, and he is missing.
Oh, I see your problem now. That is indeed worrying. And you want me to find this person?
I don't want you to find this person. I want you to find it, if it is gone. I need you to find out if the vault is even intact to begin with. Should it not be, it is the highest priority that you find what was in it. I cannot tell you what was in it, but I can assure you, with just a meager description, you will know when you see it.
Okay, of course I will do my best to find it.
Now, I will warn you, if something has gone wrong, and the vault is open somehow, I cannot think of something powerful enough to open this. And thus, sending you alone would be suicide.
Yeah.
Do you know of anyone in your employ of which could help you with this?
Yes, I have befriended a Kragnova on my travels.
Ah,
Seems
yes,
reliable.
the Kragnova at the table, I presume.
Yeah. I'm sure he would help me with this.
I fear that even a Kragnova may not be enough.
Huh.
I fear you may need more help.
The Fae and the Cephadendra in there seem like nice people. I'm
You-
not sure
you don't
where
know
they're
them?
going. Not yet. But maybe I can talk them into like accompanying me on, maybe just telling them it's going to be a casual adventure and we'll see where it's going. If they're trustworthy, I do my best to find that out.
Well, that's up to you. How you angle this with them. That's entirely up to you. Whether or not you want to tell them the truth or sprinkle a little dusting of lies. That's up to you. All I know is this is important for everyone, that this is returned. And I mean this. This is very, very important. That the vault is resealed, and whatever was inside it is put back.
Yes.
The one that could get inside, I fear, may have something to do with this. However, it may also be an outside source. We have no idea.
If it would be an outside source, it would be even more worrying.
That is our worry as well. If anything, I would rather it was the former.
Yes.
That would be a lot easier to deal with, because they seem to be gone. Because if it is that one, they will probably still be with the artifact.
Yes. So, where's the vault located?
Where's the what, sorry?
The vault located.
The vault is located within the Crypt of Iril. It is beneath Iril Monastery, which is just north of Linderosh.
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay. We'll set up tomorrow. Then just going to rest here.
Yes, I think that is a good idea. As an incentive to I guess hammer home how important this is for my people. I will send up payment for this quest. Or at least I will send up 10% of the payment in advance. Should you merely entertain the quest. Should you finish what you were set out to do, you will receive the rest of it on completion. But I do not wish to disclose how much I'm going to give you out in public. I will get the... how would you describe this? I will get the owner of the tavern to give you a coin pouch on your bed should you stay the night.
Okay. I will.
Well, I thank you. And my people thank you. And, he says, he's not going to be staying another night. He's going to be heading back. As in, he's going to be leaving. It's still, like, it's evening now, but he's going to head off. He wants to head off now. That's all he came for, was to talk to you.
Okay.
So he says, thank you for doing this, Ninsala. You are
Of course.
a blessing to your people and mine.
Yeah, it seems like it would be my duty to find this.
Mhm. So,
Yeah.
so he says, blessings upon you. May Ithana watch over you. And
the same to you. Good luck on your travels. Stay safe.
thank you. And you. And he'll head off north, outside. He doesn't look back. He'll just carry on wandering. And yeah, you're now free to head back in if you want, or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'll go back to the table.
Okay.
Gil, the plate is empty now, and he is he's like stretched back, and he's like actually sat down in the chair.
He's
when
like
he
properly
sees-
like flomped, like content, full belly. He's
when
like,
he-
oh yeah.
When he sees Ninsala walk back into line of sight, he sits up straight, and then actually stands so he can see her properly.
Mhm.
And tries to assess her current state of mind
Okay.
or emotion. So if you would like, I think perception might be the best check there.
Yep.
If you require a check.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to assess if she's like her state of mind after that conversation.
I would say
'Cause
that's
I know that
insight.
they walked off to have a.
I would say that's
Insight?
insight. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's perception. Perception is trying to find something. Insight is trying to see something within someone.
13.
13. She She looks like a burden has been placed on her.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
Grawl is still unmoving, but recognizes Fluffy's presence nearby. Doesn't move, but notices.
Also, let me just quickly point out, just so it's not confusing for everyone, Graal's nickname for Ninsala is Fluffy.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone's wondering, he calls her Fluffy.
Yeah.
Carry on.
This is not something I told the Cooney before this session. So yes, he recognizes that Ninsala's walked back into the room, but doesn't move yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, does Ninsala sit down with the rest of them?
Yeah, I sit back down.
Okay.
And she's asking Gil what his plans are, where he's going. Why are you here?
My friend Sir Alan and I were simply wandering,
Oh.
seeing the continent. As I'm sure you could tell from our previous conversation, he and maybe his actions with the doorway, I'm sure you can tell that he hasn't seen much of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seemed quite obvious. Well,
Or at least doesn't know how to interact with some of it.
Like a door.
I
We
assume
are on-
Graal's in earshot.
Yeah.
We're on a bit of a journey of our own, but why do you ask?
no, maybe we could adventure somewhere together. If you'd like. There's an old monastery I would see again. It's probably in ruins now.
Ah, a monastery.
Mhm.
I would assume of the Irvin quality.
Yes.
Is this place any nostalgic value to you?
Yeah. I guess a bit. A bit. I spent my childhood there.
Ah, so
I want to find out what happened. Nobody knows why it's in ruins now.
it's in ruins.
Mhm.
If you don't mind my asking, which monastery is this? Where is it located?
It's a bit northeast of here, I think.
Of here? No, it's way south of here. It's not.
Oh, way south.
It's north of Linderosh, which is way south of where you currently are. You are southeast of Golfisal, which is literally the north of the continent. You need to go to the south of the continent.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry if that was confusing. Yeah, you have to go north of Linderosh. It's above Linderosh because that's literally on the southern coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I tell Gil that then. It's
Mhm.
south of here. Really close to Linderosh.
Also, just for context as well, Iril Monastery. So the monasteries are like where like magic users or like wanting magic users go to learn how to like learn magic, basically. And at the very end, for like their graduation, they would be able to go through like a unification ritual, which I would assume like naturally all but Graal would know what that is. Would you know what that is? Like, would Ninsala have told you that? Like, what the unification ritual is?
Graal, I would assume so, yes.
Okay. So, you all know what that is. And, like, the monastery, this particular one, Iril Monastery, was, like... It was basically, like, the Harvard of, like, magic schools. Which is now in ruins. So it was kind of like a big shock to everyone, considering this, like, really prestigious place was completely like ruined.
Would I know prior of this place that she's talking about?
Yes.
Oh. Am I familiar with it? Like, do I know? If I were to hear of Earl Monastery, would I know its typical layout? How much do I know about what happened?
You will have visited it before.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was ruined. You don't know that it was ruined. This is the first you've heard that it was, like, ruined. So you've heard of this. So it's kind of like, it's more like, oh, like,
Right.
that kind of sucks. Damn.
Would you
So-
say that it's common knowledge that it's been ruined?
Not common, but anyone around that area would know.
Okay.
Like, anyone in, like, the southern, like, third of the continent probably just naturally knows from word of mouth.
Okay. Thank you.
But it wouldn't be, like, as common knowledge, like, in the north.
I'm sorry to hear that this place of such sentimental value to you was laid to waste, and I must say that I'm familiar with the location of which you speak, and if you wish to go there to pay any sort of respects, I would absolutely accompany you in that journey.
Great, thank you.
And what does Sir Alan have to say on all this? I mean, Sir Alan's still outside, so he hasn't even heard this yet.
Still chilling outside. I haven't heard any of this.
What about Graal?
Graal is in silent acknowledgement. He doesn't have to think twice about joining her on the journey.
So he's kind of just like, he like looks over and just kind of nods.
Yeah, I feel like she knows that I will just go there no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I believe I haven't been there.
You haven't been there. No.
Yes.
You've never been. You've never been.
Then I'm okay with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, Kada will wander on up to you, and she'll be like, "How was it? Was it nice? Was the food good?"
Wonderful,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Delightful.
Am I okay to take these away to clean up?
Oh, sure. I'll hand her my plate.
Thank you, thank you. She'll take them all away, and she says, and just as a broad statement, you don't seem to be from around here at all. Will you be staying in the tavern tonight?
Yes, I'll be staying here.
Right. Okay. How many rooms are we going for? 3? I'm sorry. Sorry, my knowledge of the Kragnova is very, very limited. Don't you live in the ocean?
Yes, but I have already swam with the fish today. I think I should be safe to stay in this inn overnight.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I won't be needing a room. I prefer to sleep under the stars, thank you.
Huh. Okay then. So, just the 2 rooms? Will you be paying for 2 separate rooms, or? I mean, we have a choice of several smaller bedrooms, or there are 2 fairly large bedrooms, even one supporting a frame such as yourself, Graal.
Speaking of frames, how big are the doors?
I think these will be big enough for you to fit in.
We wouldn't want to do a tree, would we?
I just roll my eyes.
No, we really wouldn't. So, I mean, the doorways will probably only be accommodating of your frame. If you were to purchase one of the larger rooms, is that okay?
Acceptable.
And Ninsala, will you be staying with your friend, or would you prefer your own room?
We can share a room.
You'd like to share a room?
Yeah.
I feel like me and Fluffy have some things to discuss.
Gil's eyebrows go right up to the top of his forehead.
My.
And he kind of shifts weight onto one leg and rubs his chin for a second and looks at Nansala and says, I will go speak to my friend. Are we okay to meet you back here in the morning?
Of course.
Okay. And with that, he flutters to the ground and walks out.
Okay. So it's now just 2 and 2 again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she'll say, 1 second, I have a little menu here. So for lodging, if you want a large room, it's 150 euro per night. So are you okay to pay that?
Yeah.
Shall we split it? I'll do an error law, and do you want to do the other amount?
The 50.
Sure.
Yeah, the 50. Okay.
I mean, if you want to get rid of like your pocket change, then you could just like spend 100. Like she won't mind taking like a couple of hundred. If you want to get rid of like the little bits.
I'll do it in the error law.
It's more
100,
like
right?
if they asked for like 10,000 and you gave them 10,000 error, they'd probably like get annoyed.
Okay, so I paid 100 error, and the rest is a Coonies. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so mark that off. So just the one large room. She's kind of like... How are they going to fit on one large bed? She assumes that, like, you're fine with that. Like, she just assumes, like, it's a large room, it has a large bed. She's like... She kind of like, as you kind of like wander up, like upstairs, she's kind of like... How are they both going to fit on that bed?
As good as my acrobatics is, I'm going to be sleeping on the floor.
Uh-huh.
That's
yeah.
me saying it, not Growl.
Yeah, I think she would just think, I hope he's decent enough to let her have the bed.
Yeah.
Like,
don't
you
think
don't hear
that'll be
this. This is
holding
just
it.
her thinking that, like, as you're like heading on up to bed. I'm assuming you are going up to bed. You're not going to be like drinking or anything.
No, I assume the shops are closed.
All the shops are closed. Yeah, it's like everyone's kind of like shutting up now.
I'll head up to bed, yes.
Okay. So, and what's Gil and Sir Alan doing?
Okay, so when I walk out, I'm going to look left and right and see if I can see Sir Alan. You said he was sitting outside of the tavern, right?
Yeah, he is. He's kind of like just... He's kind of
So-
just like chilling.
When I see him, I'll kind of do a point in that direction, and then like I've realized he's there, and then I'll walk over.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, how would you like to go visit the south of the continent?
Pamphlets down.
Pan flutes down.
Pamphlets down. An adventure. Sounds lovely.
I know we've
Where
been
are we going?
I know we've been traveling in this direction, but it's just north of Linderosh, I believe, if my memory serves correctly. I am getting quite old, so this conversation just took place minutes ago, but my memory fails me sometimes. We're going on a sort of sentimental pilgrimage for our new Irvin friend, Ninsala.
Absolutely.
To a monastery that seems of some sort of emotional value to her. And
Yes.
I would like to accompany her in that because I too am aware of the importance of such a place.
Well,
To their
if it's
people.
important to you, then we
Absolutely.
can go.
I figured you would say it's such. So we will meet them back here in the morning. I would assume that. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really feel comfortable sleeping in an inn.
I
didn't think that you
doubt
would
I'd
either.
fit.
We've already established he doesn't fit. He's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
not going to fit
The doors
upstairs.
to the rooms might be even smaller than the
Yeah,
Oh,
the
oh,
main
they
door
are.
to the building didn't fit me, then the door
Yeah.
to the room.
The main
would
hall was just big enough.
be- Ooh, less than successful.
Well,
Yeah.
you know that I'm most
Sleep
comfortable
outside.
on my little spot up there. So
Yeah.
Feel free.
I guess we'll find a place to camp out for the night and
Mhm.
see them in the morning.
Okay. So you two are gonna do that, and so I'm assuming Ninsala and Graal are already in the room now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So about 5 minutes passed. About 5 minutes pass, and you hear like a tiny little knock on the door. And
Yes, come in.
it's Kada, and she says, Ninsala?
Yes.
The man from earlier came back and told me to give you this.
Okay.
And she holds out this coin pouch.
Mhm.
And so it's like roped tight, so she doesn't know what's in it. And she also gives you a note, which I'm going to give you in here.
Oh.
She can Gil or can Kian and Cap blindfold?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm allowed to look.
I'm assuming you're allowed to look because you're in the room,
Okay.
so there's not much point in blindfolding.
Is there some kind of a
You can press B,
function
I think.
I'm not aware of?
Oh, B.
There we go.
Ah,
Okay,
there we go.
so this came with it.
Oh, it's sideways.
Hold on, I'll flip it around for you.
Ah, it's the sideways part.
Oh my God, Sarah.
The zoom is sideways. Why is it sideways?
Okay.
Okay, so that note came with it,
Oh.
and a pouch of Era.
I take the pouch off her hands.
Also, if you want to hide that, you can put that in your inventory, your black
I
bag.
was gonna say, if you would like to give it to me, I'll hold it as well. I think.
I can't put it in my hand. I can't put it in my hand.
Not in your hand. Drag it to your black bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
My pouches.
I can barely see it on the table, but it's there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of sneaky.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you open the pouch, or do you want to just keep it sealed for now?
I kind of want to know how much it is now.
Okay. You pop it open, and there is 3,000 Era.
Wow. That is a lot of money.
Or rather, it would be like 30 Erila he would have given you.
Okay.
It's just the equivalent. The equivalent of 3,000. So you can add 30 Erila to you, or you can split it however you want. But that's how much he gave you as 10% upfront.
Wow. Okay, I did my note first.
Do you want to say something, Granny?
Oh, I was just gonna say I'll leave that up to Akuni if she wants to split it.
Uh-huh.
I'll hold on for it. I'll hold on to it for now.
Okay, so we've been going nearly 2 hours. We are going to take a 5 to 10 minute break. Stay tuned. We've still got at least an hour left of chapter 1 of Tales of Tyrasia. Don't go anywhere. We will see you in about 5-10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome back to Chapter 1 of Tales of Tyrasia. So, where were we?
I think we all just turned in for the night.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
I have a question
Yes.
for Fluffy before we go to sleep. Does she tell me about everything that happened with the man?
That's up to her.
Probably not directly.
No.
Like, I give you like the rough.
What would you say?
I would say that it's a really important mission, that we find something, but I wouldn't go into details.
That'd be enough, a girl.
Okay. So, just so you know, reminder again, it is the last day of Solus, meaning it's essentially the Tyrasian equivalent of, like, the end of summer. So it's still, like, even though it's, like, late evening, it's not, like, night at this point, it's, like, late evening. But because of it still being, like, you know, at least the end of summertime, it's still, like, you can see outside. Like, it's dim light. You've just chosen to basically, like, well, let's get some sleep, we're gonna need it.
Yeah.
So, you're just about to settle in for the night. Also, can I just ask, where did Gil and Sir Alan decide to stay? Because don't you remember, weren't you gonna say, didn't you say that you were gonna guard over the door?
We're pitched up outside the door. I mean, I am at least, and if he's pitched up on my shoulder or on my head...
Yeah, that's fine. It was more
we are pitched up.
because you said you wanted to, like, find a place to stop for the night. I assumed you'd left, but were you just kind of, like, hanging around outside?
No. Looking for a nice area to sit and guard the door.
Okay, that's fair. So
Once he like settles in, Gil kind of flutters over to his long flowing beard of vines and leaves and kind of weaves together like a little makeshift hammock. And
Like,
settles
nuzzles
for
in.
the night.
Nice.
okay, so so basically, you're about to just get comfy when suddenly you hear from the north a scream. Like an ear-piercing scream that someone is clearly in trouble. And this is like late evening. This is like disturbing the peace kind of screaming. So it's either, you know, well, you'd be charged with disturbing the peace at this kind of volume. Clearly this person is distressed. You then start hearing growling and like vicious snarling in the distance
Which direction is it coming from?
from the north.
Right. As soon as Gil hears that, I'd assume he's like just about to lay back.
You're basically all like in unison, kind of like if you could have like the four of you, like a camera shot, like in some like anime or something. They're all about to like in unison fall asleep, even though like there's two parties, and then like it's kind of like a like it's like what the hell was that?
I mean, Tree Man doesn't really sleep. He waits.
You do wait. In fact, you, because you are Plantkin, you only have to rest for 4 hours in the sun. You don't actually have to go to sleep now.
Yes,
You can just wait.
I was
Okay,
sitting and waiting and observing the door and letting Gil sleep. But as soon as that happens, I sort of get up to move. To start moving.
Almost in unison, Gil kind of perks back up, and as he hears the scream, his wings go up into the flight position, and he flutters up to...
Kind of like a cat when they like detect danger. Like, whoop.
Yeah, he flutters up to Alan's shoulder and kind of says in a low voice, "It appears that we're in the right place at the right time." and he kind of braces himself for Ellen to move because
Mhm.
he knows he's going to go help.
Sir Alan moves towards the source of the scream and draws his sword.
So, by the way, this was loud enough. Like, what you can hear outside now, it's now constant. You can hear snarling and growling and roaring in the distance, and you can even hear, like, clanging of, like, steel and stuff in the distance. With, like, you can hear the guards. Cap's actually got his fucking sword out, just so you know. Like, you guys can't
Like
see
a
this.
legit
I can see their, like, cams in Discord. He's actually got a sword. Like, he actually has a sword. He's holding it right now.
I'm combat
witch is-
ready.
He's combat ready. He's been waiting for this. So,
I'm
It's a
gonna
witch
do
with
this
silver
in-
sword.
Just so everybody is aware that this is happening in the background, even if you can't see it. Every time we enter a combat scenario, I am drawing a long sword and I'm holding it ready.
he, in fact, has a longsword. So, I'm glad I'm not streaming you, actually. Because that's a weapon. So, yeah. This is loud enough for Ninsala and Graal to hear. You can hear this, and you are disturbed by this. You didn't actually fall asleep yet. You were, like, about to get comfy.
Yeah.
And you hear this, and you can hear a female Erva running south from the north, like, as fast as she can. She is, like, there is, like, no finesse in her running. She's, like full on, like pelting away. She is visibly terrified, and she starts screaming out, Shathfa Naira! And it's initiative.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh,
the first roll for initiative. Wow, I'm in a room, aren't I?
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Is there
Okay.
a window in this room?
Yeah, I
There
was
is.
thinking the same thing.
Fuck. 7.
1 second. Because are you ready for it? Are you ready for this? I don't think you're ready
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Wait
shit's
for it.
happening.
Shit. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Bam.
Oh shit.
It's loading in.
Nice.
Oh, damn!
Oh fuck yeah. Oh
Pog.
fuck yeah.
Big pog, my dudes. Big
And now you can obviously see which building you're in.
Oh my god, is that the sea?
That is the River Aelin.
Oh.
So we're in this one over here, yeah?
You
I
are
assume that
in
we're right around.
this one over here. If you can you see my hand?
Somewhere.
Which one's yours?
Should
That
be
one?
purple
Yeah.
or black? No, it'll be black. Yeah.
Okay.
You're in here.
Where's the door?
So
Oh.
this around here is like the bar that you were ordering at. Yeah.
Where's the door?
Where was
The
the
door
before
is
I
here.
did it?
Here. Okay.
Okay.
So, Sir Alan and Gil, place yourself within, I'd say, within 30 feet of that door.
Okay. Well, we.
Each square is 5?
It's 5, yeah.
Okay.
It's 5 by 5. So
If
you
we
can
have
basically
started
be
moving
within
already-
6 tiles of that door.
About here, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, if
'Cause,
we've already
yeah, if we're
started
running to the
moving,
south,
then,
yeah.
if we've already started moving, then we are. How many ways that? Yeah, no, we're about there.
5, 10, 15, 20.
It's
20.
weirder to count.
Oh my
because I'm
god,
2
I
by 2.
love the fact that you're on him.
Yeah, I put my token like on his token.
I haven't rolled initiative yet. It's a 20, yeah?
Yeah, D20.
Okay.
So I need to actually pop open this book.
So where's the room that we are staying in?
The room is actually upstairs. So this like light bit over here. Can you see where I'm selecting?
Yeah.
You can see that box.
Oh no, I
No.
can see your hand though.
Oh, okay. So here, this is going upstairs. This light basically indicates it's going upstairs.
Okay,
I believe
so we're in
draw
here.
is an option though that you have.
Yeah.
If you
It is, yes, but I'm not going to draw on this.
Okay, so we're here.
So you are basically, I would say, whilst I said like it's initiative, you at least ran downstairs.
Okay.
You would have like ran downstairs in the time it took this Erva to run like south.
So like here.
Yeah, basically place yourself anywhere within the tavern. Like, you can be, like, anywhere here other than the 2 back rooms.
Alright, I'm gonna just say I'm near the door.
Okay. That's fine. You two aren't outside, though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Do you want me to write down the initiative in the side note thing here?
Do I have?
I can make a note of, like, all your initiatives. One thing I do need to do is actually slap down the creatures that you are fighting.
Oh, I can't even.
I can't remember. Where is my initiative and bonus?
Have we seen them yet?
Oh, you
It's
have a
your-
bonus?
I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
have an
it's your
initiative
dex
bonus.
modifier.
Yeah, it's your dex mod, sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
I have
0.
a dex modifier.
Yeah.
It's
That's
0
why.
plus your dex. So my initiative is 17.
Okay.
I'm 9.
Okay,
13.
so we'll just go in screen order. So we've got Graal
9.
is what did you roll?
9.
9. Okay.
Including your bonus?
I don't have
He
one.
doesn't have any decks.
Oh, okay.
Me and him have no dex.
So Graal's 9. Gil?
Wait, do I also get a dex bonus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
If you
have
have
a dex
the
bonus.
dex modifier, then yes.
-2.
Oh.
So do I get a negative?
What for your initiative? Your initiative
Yeah.
was -2?
What?
No, but my modifier for dex is.
Oh no, yeah, you just minus, yeah.
I take away 2 from my initiative?
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Okay,
So-
then 5, because I rolled 7.
Okay, so Gil, I was gonna say, how the hell did you roll a -2? How bad is your dex and your roll? So you rolled a 5. Okay. Ninsala.
17.
17.
I rolled 14. I got +3.
Ninsala gets a 17, and Sir Alan
13.
13. So Sir Alan is 13, and now we need to decide what these got. Let's see. I need to quickly check. Because you don't know exactly what they are yet. Actually, Ninsala knows what they are. And Gil might. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. Okay, so that is how are we gonna do this? So I'll do what's your dex mod, Ral?
My dex mod 0.
0, okay. So this thing goes before you. It rolled the same, but dex mod. It then goes by dex mod.
Mhm.
So, and that is okay. So the things that you are fighting are known as, to the Ever, the Shathan, otherwise known as the Shadowfang. And boop, I don't think I've actually measured these for this table, so I need to quickly float on over, because these are, in fact, medium, so I think they're actually slightly too big. Doop,
No.
doop, doop, doop. Are these grid? I didn't turn the grid off. There we go. And that needs to be the same. So we've got 2 Shadowfang, which are like in the distance over here. And we also have a Shadowfang Elder, which is what she was screaming about. And this thing is, I'd say, I need, seriously, take off the grid. So these are medium, they take up 1 tile, just so you know. So, I'm going to prop this up just so I can read this. This is awful planning. Are you going to stay? Please stay. Please don't move.
It's okay. You drew a map. You don't need to be great at planning.
So, it is one of the Shadowfangs first. And the Shadowfang is this book. It's starting to test my patience. Okay, there we go. So this Shadowfang is gonna move. It's gonna be this one. And it's gonna be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Damn, he's dashing.
It's gonna move up to... That wasn't dashing.
That wasn't dashing.
No?
That wasn't dashing.
I am concerned.
And then it's also going to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it diagonal? You can just move diagonal like you could normally?
Yeah, but if you move... I don't know if you have to count it as 2 if you move diagonally.
It might be.
Because I think if you move diagonally, then it counts as moving 1 forwards and then 1
6,
to the side, so that counts as 10 feet.
7, 8. So this thing is going to dash to here. And I'm going to name this, because I've got it listed down as this is Shadowfang 2. Can you see that when you highlight over
Yes.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to quickly name this to Shadowfang 1.
Yes.
So next up is Ninsala.
Yeah.
It's your turn. What are you going to do? Bear in mind, you are inside and there's a door. Also, because there is technically no door anymore, you basically just like rush through. You don't have to even like have to stop to open the door or anything. You just
don't
rush
have
through.
the free action. Nice.
So,
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, what are you going to be doing?
I would say you're just outside of the door.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, what's the range on my longbow? Does it say on the?
Don't know. Longbow?
Range on the longbow.
Let's have a look.
Standard-ish range on ranged weapons is about 60 feet. Longbow might be a bit more.
The longbow... That's a longbow plus 1. I just want a longbow.
Is it 150 maybe?
Longbow... One sec. It's 150 to 600.
Cool.
That's what it says. That's what it says. 150.
I can definitely shoot at Shadowfang too then.
Yep, sure. Okay, roll to attack then.
13 plus, not sure, I think it's plus 5
Does it
for me.
say plus 5?
Yeah, it's plus 5.
So you got 18?
18 to hit.
It hits.
I'm pretty sure that hits. And then the damage is 1d8 piercing damage.
1d8 piercing?
Which is 2. Oh fuck.
You rolled a 2. Ah, sad times. Wait, where are you? Got a 2. Sad. Okay, so... 2. Okay. And you moved and attacked, so unless you have bonus actions, that's it for you.
Yeah, it's at the end of my turn.
Okay. So next up we have we have the Shadowfang Elder.
Oh no.
So let me have a quick remindering. I should print these out. I'm going to print these out next time. That's what I'm going to do. The Shadowfang Elder is gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's gonna dash again. Or it's gonna dash, rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna move here. And face towards you. I'm actually gonna face these, so they're actually looking at you as well. There we go. So this is gonna be looking at you, and it is... it is going to end its turn.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Because me and Cap are large, would we be counting each center of the 4? Because or are we on one space?
So if you move one tile so that you now occupy 2 new tiles, that's moving 5 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like distance your like furthest point travels.
So yeah, that's 5 feet. I get it. Cool.
Your initial inkling was right. You're not moving from the inside of one square to the next one. You're moving the center from the point where they all intersect to the next one over that they all intersect.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking in the middle of these. Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what that does. Next up is Sir Alan.
Let's do this.
Ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-dum. Here he cometh.
Womp, womp, womp. I am first level and I cannot do all that much, so I'm going to step into the fray. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just so chat knows, Gil is way up on his shoulder, and we are showing that by Gil being literally on him.
Which is really nice to be able to do.
I have done my movement, and as an action, I would say I'm probably just going to end it there. I will...
You're not doing anything else? You not want to, like, ready a reaction or something? Because you do have, like, an action left.
I will hunker down and ready a reaction in case one of them runs past me, in that case.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a bonus action?
No, it's an action. You can essentially forego, like, an attack or movement to ready yourself to retaliate if something, like, goes near you or attacks you. You can immediately attack back.
Okay.
But that's, like, using the action on your turn to do that in case it happens later.
Yes.
It's essentially Overwatch.
I get you.
Pretty much it.
Roughly how it works.
You know, if you walk past someone, they can hit you. I forgot what it's called.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you have to ready for an attack of opportunity?
No, that happens automatically. If they like, so for example, if this thing here, if Shadowfang 2 ran past Sir Alan, he would like immediately swing at him. He still has to roll for accuracy to see if it hits, and rolls for damage. But yeah. You can also permanently change your position in the initiative queue by using an attack of opportunity. Really? Interesting. Didn't know that.
I've never read that.
Is that core or in like in expansion, Jay?
And if so, how does it change it?
It'd probably bump you up so that you are like immediately after that creature.
You
always move down. Okay.
Ah, yeah. I suppose then...
So if you do an attack of opportunity, if you choose to do it, that is now your turn. Like, it's now your turn then. So that is that you done?
Yes, I am hunkered down, readying a reaction, and I am good.
Okay, so next up we have... it's Shadowfang 1's turn, because they actually got a higher dex roll. So this thing is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're all kind of bunched up, and these things are kind of like... It seems to you that they're like... It's the first thing... You're the first thing they saw, and you're like a tree that's moving, so they're immediately like snarling at you. And to describe them, the Shadowfang are essentially like a combination of like a wild cat and a wild dog. Like they're kind of like a hybrid of the two. They're like a wolf / like panther.
That gives me fox inclinations.
They look like very, very heavily ragged third versions of what these are anyway, like panthers.
Okay.
Kind of like a mountain lion. A lot more fur though. They're like really, really ragged fur, and also, as their name suggests, they have very, very sharp, protruding fangs, kind of like Sabretooth.
Nice.
And they're like snarling at you. They're snarling at like Sir Alan, and as far as they're aware, they haven't noticed Gil yet. And that's what they're going to do. They've just dashed towards you to close the gap. Next up is Growl.
Mr. Crover. Okay, so my speed's 25, which means I can move 5 spaces, right?
Yep. So you could go like 1, 2, 3, 4. You could move like 2 here.
Okay. 1,
if you wanted.
2, 3, 4. I'm going to move down 5.
Okay.
So
you would be there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my movement. So I'm just looking at this card. I'm gonna, as a free action, draw my halberd.
Okay.
And then is a sprint an action?
That is dashing.
Dash.
If you dash, that's then all of your actions, unless you have bonus actions.
Okay. So I'll dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just so I'm about.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've like basically rushed. You've rushed like straight up to, you know,
I sprint towards Tree Dad,
like
sensing that
bursting out of the door kind of thing, if there was a door.
I get the feeling that all eyes are on him right now. So.
Yeah. However, like when you do this, like the Shadowfang are immediately like they see another thing, and they're kind of like they're like still being like really aggressive, but they feel threatened, as if there's like another alpha predator, kind of thing. So they're kind of like snarling at like Sir Alan, and then they see you, and they're kind of like when cats fight, you know, when they're kind of like they're trying to be the aggressive one, but they're also kind of preemptive. They're not quite sure, so like they're kind of uneasy around you. They're still trying to be like threatening looking,
Okay.
but they seem like uneasy around you.
Right. So, question for how rage works. Surprising what I'm gonna do. So it says, since the last turn, if I haven't attacked something, I lose rage. So, because I haven't had a turn before this, if I rage and attack next turn, I'd keep rage, right?
Yeah, like if you rage now, you'd lose it, right? Is it free action, raging?
It's a bonus action.
It's a bonus action. So if you did it, I mean, you can just do it at the start of your turn anyway. I'm assuming.
You can rage as a bonus action.
I can rage then attack.
Yeah.
So is that
If
how
you
that
rage-
works?
If you raged now and then you started your next turn, you'd lose it because you didn't attack anything on the turn you raged.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to attack on the turn you raged.
It's kind of like a rage, and then you keep that momentum going, and you start fighting everything, and you don't stop raging until you've stopped fighting.
So the only downside really of raging, other than losing concentration on spells and stuff, is you have to use your bonus action when you start raging to start raging. So you can't do a different bonus action if you wanted to.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna end my turn.
Repeat that, I sneezed.
In that case, I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay. And last but not least, it is Gil. Gillian?
Okay. Right. Bonus action. Gonna cast Shillelagh.
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 Okay.
On my quarterstaff. Yes. And then for my action, I would like to cast Entangle, which is a 20-foot square. I can't really like tell you where. Do you
Okay,
have a
I mean,
marker?
you can just describe to me like what you're trying to like hit with this.
Right. It's a 20-foot square, so I want to encompass these two.
Okay, you want to hit the Shadowfang 1 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, what does it do?
Basically, I need a strength save from both
of them.
Let's see. Strength saving throw will be restrained by entangling plants until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against my spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself, but that's going to be on their turn. If they lose the strength saving throw now, they're entangled.
Okay, and they can use an action to untangle with a strength save.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's an action actually. I'm not sure if it is. It's just a strength check.
Okay. Right. Okay. So you're gonna hit those two now.
Yes.
Okay. So what do I have to beat?
Well, it says strength saving throw, but I'd assume it's against my spell DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your spell save DC.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is it? 15.
Have to get 15.
Yes.
It makes it. The first one makes it.
Okay.
Second one does not make it.
Okay.
So, Shadowfang 1 is entangled.
Can you put a marker down?
I can do. I need a marker. What kind of marker should we use?
You could
It's a
just
square.
name it.
Yeah, go around it.
Or you could draw on the board.
I can do. Let's see. Draw. What is that? Whoa! Oh god. I click undo. I hit undo. It's reloading everything. There we go. Okay. Let's not do that. Let's in fact just find an object to slap down. That'll do. We'll do a red.
My board's still loading.
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, give it a second.
So
There we go. It's coming.
Okay, that's
Yeah, we're good.
okay. That means it's entangled.
Okay,
okay.
Just so you know,
sure.
that thing's entangled.
Fair enough.
we're all learning.
I mean, it doesn't affect the terrain around it. So
Yeah.
either they're entangled or they're not.
Yeah. Looks like candy. They're entangled in candy.
Red
Thorny,
vines.
viney candy.
Yeah,
Yes,
viney,
red.
viney candy. it's the next Terrasian craze.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay, so you shillelagh and you entangled.
Yep.
Are those cantrips?
Entangle is a spell of level 1, so I'm gonna tick that off right now.
Okay. Right, that's the first round of combat. So far, 2 damage has been done.
Hell yeah.
We're off to a great start. So it is now the Shadowfang 2. It's its turn. This is the only one that's taken damage as well. So it is going to run up to Sir Alan. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It can attack from there, right? It can attack diagonally.
Yes.
You can do that?
Yeah.
So it's going to run up to you, and then it is going to try and bite you.
Now,
It's gonna, like,
do I,
bite at your
am
leg.
I able to reaction attack it before it hits me or after I've taken damage?
Look it up.
Is-
What does it say? Wonder if it says here.
I also have a question.
Yeah.
Is talking to other characters around you an action? Or
That depends on how long it took to say. Would you be able to say it in about
1
2
sentence.
seconds?
Yeah.
If you could say it in about 2 seconds, I would allow it.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's
if you were
doable.
just like saying "look out" is fine, but you can't like tell them the story of your people.
But I can be like, go for that one.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
You could shout out like Graal says, like he shouts out and says like, go for the one that Fluffy hit or something. Like,
Okay.
I'd say you'd be allowed to do that.
But that has to be on my turn.
Have you checked to see if a reaction happens first?
I'm not finding whether or not it does.
I think, personally, it would be like, you get attacked and then you would retaliate.
I think so.
That sounds fair.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Jay. But I kind of like it where it's because like your turn is 6 seconds long,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't be able to read them a short novel in 6 seconds. But if you could say it to me in 6 seconds, I'd allow it.
Okay.
Right, this thing's gonna try and bite you,
Okay.
and let's see. What's your AC?
18.
That hits.
Okay.
You take 1d4 plus 1 piercing damage. So
Roll them.
you take 4 damage of piercing damage.
Where's me health? Oh, there it is. 4 damage. Cool.
Okay, and that's its turn over.
Reaction attack.
Reaction attack.
Yep.
Yep. Go
And
for it.
Swing for that son bitch.
Try and hit it.
Yeah. That is a... What do I have as a plus? That is a 15 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And then I'm gonna need to grab... Where's me D10?
Ooh, D10.
Yeah. Get ready. That is a 4.
4. Any addition? It's just a D10.
It's... As far as I can tell, I don't have any pluses on the attack damage right now, I don't think.
By the way,
Um,
Sarah, just real quick, it is an action to strength check out of...
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, cool.
Okay, I was just making sure for you.
Yeah, I was going to assume that it was going to be, so I was just going to go roll with that if you didn't find it.
Yep.
How does a 4-sided dice work? It's a pyramid.
Yeah.
Okay, so that does 4 damage, right? To 2?
Yes, 4 slashing damage to Shadowfang Tip.
Okay, right, done. Next up is... Ninsala. Ninsala, you're up.
Yes.
I decide which side is up. Whatever is it landed, like, whatever's on the bottom, it will say at the top on the corner what's on the bottom. It's a weird way of doing it, but that's how it works. It's literally the opposite of what's pointing up.
It also tells us what it is by hovering over.
Yeah,
it,
we don't
so
need
it's
to. We
okay.
don't need to worry too much. Like literally, when you roll it, it tells us when you hover over it, so it makes it very easy. Ninsala, please.
Can I jump on the roof
Uh,
and then
Yep.
shoot
Well-
at Shadowfang 2? Because, like I'm standing now, I don't have a clear shot on Shadowfang 2.
uh-huh. You could walk to the
so-
side if you wanted.
Yeah.
You could
but
walk over
I
here
don't-
if you
I don't
wanted a
want
clear
to
shot.
get hit. These are very fast.
Yeah, they're fast, but remember, they've got a speed of 40 feet. Like, I can tell that to you because they've moved 8 tiles each time. So they've got a speed of 40 feet.
Yeah.
They would have to dash to get to you. If you move, like, over here where my cursor is.
Yeah. I could, but the roof is so much safer.
It is, yeah. You can try that. However, I would rule, if you jumped on the roof, like, here, I would rule it as he is still in the way.
Oh,
He's 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
yeah,
Would be-
that is
a
true.
big boy.
If you jumped here, like, if you jumped on the roof here, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
that's literally diagonally in the way. He is completely in the way. In fact, that's worse.
So, if I just jump up on the roof, do I still have my move?
You would use, you'd use 5 feet of your movement if you wanted to jump 1 tile, because you get to jump without penalty. However, you get to jump. You can naturally jump 5 feet high plus an additional 3 feet per strength mod. You have 3, which means you can jump 14 feet high. I would rule it as that is because you can also you get an additional like half of your height that you can grab up. So I would say you probably jump high enough to pull yourself onto the roof if you do. So I would rule it as you can jump on the roof for 5 feet of movement. But you gotta whap out your tail and boost yourself off the floor like a kangaroo.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so sure, go for it.
Is that acrobatics check?
No, landing is.
Okay.
But she is going to be jumping up and grabbing the ledge and just pulling herself up.
Yeah.
I would
What
say
about
she does that fairly
athletics?
effortlessly. If she was falling off the roof, it'd be a different story.
Okay.
But I'd say no, that's fine.
So I'm on the roof then.
Mhm.
Like here, I guess.
Yep. So that's 5 feet. So you can move like an additional 25 if you want.
So diagonal count as 2?
Yeah, that's 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
So you can move here.
Here.
You could move as far as here.
Oh.
Yeah, if you wanted to go
Yeah.
the full distance.
Mad
And I
dance.
guess the
She does.
tree that is still in the way.
I would say. I'd say that's fine.
I mean, I can shoot.
Because he's not that wide. I will say that he isn't that wide. Like, Graal probably is, but Sir Alan
Yeah.
isn't that wide. It's just he's bigger because it's to represent that he's taller.
LOS, I can see them, so I think that's doable.
Yeah, like he's like lanky,
No.
if anything.
Ah.
So you want to attempt
what
to shoot
if
it
I-
again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to do the same then.
Roll for it.
Please no.
Oh. Nope. That's a.
That
nine.
is not. Nope, you
That's
missed.
a 9 to it. Well, I missed.
She missed. No bonus action.
No, there's like nothing I can do.
Okay. Right. It is. Whose turn is it? It is the Shadowfang Elder's turn.
Oh fuck.
And it is going to... It's over here. So it's going to go... let's see. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's gonna go here, and it is going to. Fuck, where is it? It's gonna use a bonus action called Howl of the Void. Right, so immediately you have this like this elder, which is clearly like bulkier, much more like ragged. It looks like it's like its fur is torn. It looks like it has like been through a lot, and it looks like the other two like follow it. Like, it looks like it's the one in charge. It's the pack leader. And this thing, like, this Shadowfang basically, like, stares, like, directly at Sir Alan and, like, rears up and howls, like, just does this terrifying howl. And out of its body bursts this, like, black magical darkness. And let me have a quick look in this radius thing, because there's actually a bag here I can drag from. Please give bag. That I need. That doesn't really help, because That doesn't necessarily fit. Ah! This... let's see. How big does this need to be? That there is completely surrounded in magical darkness. You are unable to see within it. Or no, sorry, that's not a bonus action. Sorry, that's an action. So it does that. You can no longer see the Elder or the Shadowfang 1, which is entangled. And that's its turn over.
Shit.
And now it's Sir Alan. Tree Boy, you're up.
We're up. Okay.
Can they shoot in it still? They can try, but they roll with disadvantage.
Blinded is an effect. Would that be counted?
If you went in there, you'd be blind.
Okay.
Unless you have, like, true sight, which means you can see through magical darkness.
How do we want to go about this? In the interest of self-preservation and trying not to have anyone die in the first session at level 1, I would like to lay on hands me as my action.
Okay.
For 4 points of healing out of my 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I am back up to max.
Okay, cool.
And then I have 1 point of healing left, so I'll just note that down.
And then you're gonna whack it. You're gonna whack the little boy next to you.
Well, that was my action. I can't whack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
That's true. Yeah.
At first level, I don't really have anything else to do as a bonus action, so that will be me, I think.
You can try and ready another attack though, can't you?
As a bonus action?
I don't know how would that work. Things that you can do as a bonus action. Does it say on here?
Can I prepare to attack again?
Can you prepare to attack rather than attacking?
It's got to specifically state that it's been activated using a bonus action.
Okay.
So, like, my rage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will ready an attack with my bonus action.
Sure. Okay. Bonus actions say they are bonus actions, according to Chaco. But this is specifically like the act of like readying an attack, but not actually attacking. Like it's not a spell or anything, just readying an attack as his other potential action.
Okay.
Because he hasn't moved.
And that'll be me.
Okay. It is now Shadowfang 1. You would have to make an attack. Okay, so you can't do that then. You can't do that because apparently you have to make an attack. You have to have an attack, and you don't have one.
Right,
So you can't do that then.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chaka.
Appreciated.
Next up is this thing, and it has to, as an action, try to struggle free. What does it have to beat? Gil?
It was a 15, I think.
Hold on. It is... Sorry, I should have kept that up. It's again a strength check against my spell save DC. This time it's not a strength save, it's a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
So, 15 is my spell save DC.
Okay, so, alright. It fails.
Okay.
So it is still restrained?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't see that, but I haven't cast another spell, so I'm still concentrating on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And it can't do anything else. It's already tried. Unless it can it use... No, because it can't try and do that again.
That was an action, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't, it doesn't have another action, it can only move, and it can't move, so that's its turn. Graal.
As me.
It is you.
Thrown weapons would, for the most part, like axes and javelins, that would be a dex save, right? Or dex roll.
If you're like throwing it at them,
Yeah.
you just it's like an attack like normal.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, you roll like you roll for your accuracy to see if you hit it,
Okay.
and it just says the damage.
You're throwing like a.
It uses strength.
Javelin, it uses strength.
Okay.
Oh. So.
If it's a bow, it's a dex check, but it uses strength if it's a thrown weapon because it's basically as strong as your throwing arm is.
Alright, okay. I am going to...
Unless you have someone cast a spell on you that says otherwise.
Okay. I'm gonna
Also,
move.
I will say, did you want to rage at the start of your turn, or were you not doing that?
Does it have to be at the start?
It's a bonus action.
So I can do it whenever?
No, but you have to attack something. Is it you have to attack something after you've started raging? I'm assuming you have to rage
Yeah.
first, then attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm moving here.
So you'd be able to, you'd be able to move.
I mean, you can rage after you attack, but like, it's not gonna do
but
anything.
it won't do anything. So you have to rage. You have to rage and then hit something.
So, I have a long-reaching weapon.
You do.
So that would be...
Yeah,
would I
you
be
can hit
able
that.
to hit?
Yeah, you can hit that.
I can.
Yep.
Fuck it, let's do it. I'm close, so I apologize if this goes wrong. I'm gonna rage.
I rage. He said it. He said the thing.
It's morphin time. Gralkrova screams to the skies to his patron saint, and looks directly at his target with bloodlust in his eyes.
Sorry, does he name the patron saint?
No. He just, it's just a loud
It's just a
roar
scream.
to the heavens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Then, how do I get rid of one of these? Ah, there it is, right is left. Beautiful. Okay. And then I'm two-handing my halberd, I should mention.
Okay.
I'm gonna take an attack. I'm gonna swing vertically, towards Shadowfang 2, from above my
Okay.
head downwards.
Make a d20 roll.
Okay, so it would be, this is not including any of the strength or shit, right? Or is that...
No, you are rolling for accuracy. It's just whatever you roll plus whatever modifiers. So if it's
Strength.
then you add your strength mod.
Alright,
Alright.
okay. Okay, so damage is a different thing. Alright, so it'd be a D20?
Yeah,
Yes.
d20.
Okay, sorry. I'm new to this. Okay, it's the green one. That is a 9, which would be plus 5.
Hits.
Cool. I'll just get rid of this dice.
Now you roll your halberd's damage dice.
So
Yeah.
my halberd's damage dice is, I believe, a D10.
Yeah, I think it's a d.
12,
Isn't
maybe.
it a D12?
Yeah, it's a d12. I'm pretty sure.
Halberd, it's a 1D10 slashing.
Okay, cool. D10.
But also that would be a +2 because of my rage. Alright, let's go.
So you'll add to the number that you get after you
Hold
roll.
Okay.
You said halberd, right?
Halberd, yep. I'm looking at the sheet that's on the table.
I don't think the sheet is correct.
Oh, okay.
I just looked it up and it says a halberd does 1d10 slashing.
1D10 slashing,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Let's shake that bad boy up. I hit for 8 plus 2, which is 10.
Does it say +2 on it?
Because rage.
Oh right, yeah. Okay, you hit for 10 on this thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
1 sec.
Tasty.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's vertical, but that doesn't matter really. I just didn't want to hit you
10.
yet.
Okay, so you growl like screaming up to the sky, swings this halberd down straight on the head of this Shadowfang and
God.
splits it clean in two.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Beefy.
It is dead.
Hell yeah! Fuck
That's
yeah!
It's
Ew.
very dead.
I'm screaming still. I
It's-
should mention.
You are raged.
It was whimpering. It is no longer whimpering.
Next turn, I'm going to use the bonus action to high five you.
Yeah, boy.
It dead. It no longer bed. It dead.
Wow.
Right. So
That'd be
that's
the end
your.
of my turn.
That's the end of your turn. Right.
Wait,
Next up
forget.
is Gillian.
Cool. Right. Let's see. I'm gonna use my cantrip Thorn Whip
Okay.
blindly.
Okay, you're rolling with disadvantage.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Hold on, let me just grab that really quick. Sorry, Thorn Whip.
Oh shit! I missed the thing. It doesn't matter, but I have advantage on strength checks when
Oh.
enraged.
Oh, okay. Well, you hit anyway.
Doesn't matter.
D20 for roll to hit, yeah.
Yep. You're rolling with disadvantage though, so you roll 2. And pick the lower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, oh, that's painful.
Wasted funny, yeah.
Oh, that's so painful.
220s! What? What?
Oh,
That's a crit!
my god.
That's a fucking crit!
He rolled
Oh
a
my God.
crit with disadvantage.
That's never gonna be any more 20s. You know that, right?
No,
You're gonna die next session.
You've used all of your 20s.
You've
now.
used
That's
all of your luck. He rolled.
Okay,
My
so
god.
it's 1d6 piercing, I believe, yeah. 1d6 piercing. 5.
This thing,
And
this hits. By the way, I'm because of that. I'm guaranteeing you hit,
Okay.
regardless of. Yeah, you very much hit.
Sorry, I nudged it and now it's a 4, but it was a 5.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It's if you want, I'll take the 4.
No. I saw the 5.
But he gets pulled.
What? No, hold on. What are you hitting? What are you aiming for? Which one?
I know one's entangled.
So with your concentration,
Oh wait, yeah, because I cast Thorn Whip, I lose my
So-
concentration.
yeah,
and
that
that
thing
one's
is
entangled.
no longer entangled.
Okay, in that case I'd like to, I guess, I don't know. I feel like because it's blindness, right? But I rolled a 20. I would be fine with going with whatever one you think I should hit, or I can roll to see which one I hit. if want.
You can
evens
pick
and odds.
you can pick whichever of these 2 you wanted, because I didn't
Okay.
even ask you which one you wanted to attack. So I will just say, whichever one you want to hit, you hit.
Okay.
Is it gonna be yanking it and
Yes.
moving it?
Yes,
'Cause
by 10 feet.
if you move the one that's got the
With
aura,
darkness, yeah, we're gonna
then
be blind.
Akuni can shoot the other one because she can
Ah.
That depends on if you can move him out of it. Got to move him at
by
least
10
15 feet.
Actually.
10?
feet.
That's not enough. This is 15 feet
Wait,
radius.
but he's right on the edge.
Oh, you want to move that one? Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
No, if I
see
move
it.
this one
Move
forward,
the other one, so you move the aura. Or does
Yeah.
the aura not follow it?
The aura does not follow. It's basically like
okay.
it's a fog that it like bursts out of it and lingers. It's like this magical fog.
I'm gonna go with the first one that I wanted. So this elder here.
Well, the one that's entangled or the elder?
The one that's no longer. Or sorry, that one's no longer entangled because I lost my
Okay.
concentration.
Boop.
So that can go away.
Okay.
I want to pull the one that cast the alpha.
You want to pull the elder?
The alpha. Yep.
Yeah. Where are you pulling it? You can
10
move it.
feet toward me.
So you want to move it?
So he would be.
Ah, that's there. So it's now there. Okay. Does it do damage?
Yeah, it was the 1d6. So.
Oh, it does 5.
piercing.
Okay, so that does 10
piercing, Yep.
because you crit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, you crit. It's a crit.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Sarah, didn't you say you wanted to do like specialties for crits?
what damage does it do? What damage type?
Oh, piercing.
Yeah, I just regard it as double damage.
Okay.
So yeah, you've done 10 damage to that thing. And like as that happens, it kind of like you can't see it, but you can hear it get
Oh, yeah.
yanked.
Yeah.
You can hear it like like it's been like pulled as it did it. And you feel like you had like this really strong connection. Also, I would say as the part of the critical, you in fact moved it twice the distance.
Oh shit. So
You can
20.
actually, if you want to, you can move it here if you want.
Yes.
Okay, I would say because of that absolute fucking insane double crit, technically, I will say that you are allowed to pull it twice as far because of the how well you did with that.
The thorns had a really nice grip on it.
Oh god, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, my boy. Yes, my boy.
That's my boy. He like pats him on the back of the head. Thanks, tree dad. Okay, that's Gil's turn. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's my action.
Okay, well, the thing that would have had a turn is cleaved in half. It's Ninsala.
Okay. I wanna move like on the edge here. Oh.
Right on the edge? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
You can very much see it, by the way. Its tail is in the fog, but you can see it to hit.
and try and shoot the elder.
Sure. Okay. Roll to attack.
No.
Was it bad?
I don't. Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Well, as long as it didn't shoot someone else. Okay, that didn't work. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Wink wonk. Next up we have, it is the Elder's turn, and it's very, very angry. It's really angry. So it is going to, let me see. Why can't I find this? I have too many tabs open. It is going to... It doesn't know what did that to it. It like, doesn't know, because it was in the darkness, and it can see through it, but it didn't see Gil cast it. Because Gil's, like, way up high, kind of, like, hiding. So it didn't, like, have line of sight. They can see through this fog. You can't.
How odd that a vine that would come through a tree. That's how odd that is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it immediately is like looking around, like, what the hell did that? And it is going to right. It's going to use Shadow Lunge.
That sounds mean.
Okay. It's going to use Shadow Lunge on Growl.
Oh.
Because it sees that as like a menacing threat, so it's kind of like... It sees it as like, that must have done it. Doesn't know any better. It's like a wolf. A wolf cat. It's a wolf cat, it's a wolf cat. Right. So, I need to roll.
Is this lunge ability going to move it through my threat range?
Yeah, I'd say so. But you get to you get an attack of opportunity after this happens
Yeah.
because of how fast it jumps.
Yeah.
And what's your AC?
My AC?
Yep.
Is that a strength saving throw?
No, it's literally your
Your
AC.
AC,
It
your
says your
armor
AC.
Oh,
Your
my
armor.
AC
Stop.
is
I think it's
17,
I think it's
isn't
17.
17. It is, sorry.
It fails. It doesn't hit you, but it does move.
Okay.
So this thing, it basically jumps 1, 2... It's going to jump here. So it tried to jump like to your side and like pounce you, like going across, but it missed its claw and it basically like went like a light scratch on your like chitin. Ping. But it didn't do anything of significance to you.
I'm kiting the enemy.
Wait.
Yes, you are. And that is that's all it's going to do.
Would I have been able to get an attack of opportunity in because it moved so fast?
I would say it jumps like up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It like jumps through the air, so it doesn't walk past here. It literally lunged through the air, at least like 5 feet off in the air. You can roll to see if you hit it while it was jumping past you, if you were able to retaliate fast enough.
Okay, cool.
I'll allow that. It would have got the attack off regardless, because you'd have like smashed it in the stomach or something. But it would have still like attacked on the way down, even if it would
That is
have.
an 8.
8 total.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. No.
Right. So that's its turn. It is now Sir Alan. It's now your actual turn.
Right. Cool. Has that now as an attack of opportunity? I can't remember. Does attack of opportunity use up the attack that you would have used in your turn? I don't think it does.
No, it's just a free hit.
Cool.
I think
So-
you only get to do one. Like,
Yeah.
until your next
Yeah.
turn.
And-
You only get
well,
to
you
do
can
one.
get a feat
but
later
it's just a
on,
free
I think,
hit.
so that you can do more than one.
I think it's just a free hit.
I have a question before movement. I take up 4 spaces, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he'd
I-
have to go out of my way to move.
Yeah, no, I have to walk around you.
You have to walk around. Uh-huh.
Yes, but I'm going to do so. So I will move 1, 2, 3 of my movements,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will swing for this son bitch. with my
Go
mighty
for
sword.
it. Go swing for this sumbitch.
Please go vertically.
I can't. shoot
Nat 20.
right now.
Really?
That 20?
Nat
What the
20.
fuck?
Fucking wow, okay. Jesus, right.
Wow.
My god, you're
Like
making a
all
fool out of
dice,
these lot.
God damn
So are we just taking that as a crit, or are we crit confirming?
I will tell you what happens. Roll for damage.
Okay, cool.
You're all gonna get fucking ones next time.
Yeah.
You're getting all of the good luck out of the way.
So are we? Yeah, no. So that's a mechanical, just how we're running the house rules set question. Like,
Yeah,
if we
I
roll
will
a
tell.
nat
I
20,
will tell you what happens.
Like, but like, it does crit though, because sometimes people run sessions where if you roll a 20, you have to roll a 20 again to confirm the crit, which is kind of
No. That's done. No, I
Okay.
kind of like smacking that first 20 and dealing with it. Yeah, 20's a crit. But what
So-
happens, I will tell you.
Sweet. And then I will roll my
Roll
mighty
for
D10.
damage.
That is a 6.
So that's a 12, right?
If you double on it, then yes.
Yep. So, so this thing kind of like, as you're like, you go vertical or horizontal?
I'm going vertical.
Okay. So as you like swing over, this thing kind of like in a last-ditch attempt, like screams at you, and as it does it, it kind of screams up towards your blade, and you carve it straight in half.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Get fucked.
I'm so glad you
This
did that.
this thing got utterly demolished.
Is that demoralizing?
What for the other?
Yeah.
Does
The other couldn't care less.
Yeah, he's
Question.
an animal. I get it.
Does its spell effect dissipate now that it's dead, or does it stay on the area?
The fog that stays.
Okay.
That's still there. So that's your turn, right?
Yes, that will be me.
Okay.
Unless I can use a bonus action to high five Growl.
That'd be a free action.
Free
What's
action
a high
for a
five?
high
Yeah,
five.
you can do that. So next it is the first one. And this one is angry. And this one is... One sec. This one is gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. I think. No, it's gonna move here, I'd say. Right, this thing is going to move up to here and then use Shadow Lunge as well. It's going to try and get something to try and avenge the Alpha. Did you just flip this up? You did. It's dead. Right, so I need to roll for... Let's see, does this hit? Oh. Nat 1.
It
Wow.
fumbles.
Wow.
Nat 1. You can get rid of them, by the way. Yeah, so that's It tries to move here. It tries to shadow lunge Sir Alan, and completely fumbles it. It doesn't get like the right footing. The dirt kind of like slips from under it when it pounces. Oh wait, hold on. Wait. 1 second. That rolled out of it anyway. 15. Shadow lunge actually has advantage from darkness. That's why it's called shadow lunge.
Oh.
So it wasn't in that one. It actually rolled a 15. So it did not fumble. Mwahaha. Tough shit.
No fumble. But is it rolling to hit me?
Yeah, it's rolling to hit you. It's 15 plus 1. It rolled 16.
Does not hit.
16 doesn't hit?
My AC is 18.
Really? Do you have a shield?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You do have a shield. Yeah, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Right, so it tries to jump at you, and once again, it kind of like, it jumps and kind of like scratches down like one of your arms. And it basically just scratches a bit of bark off, and that's it. Like nothing that you even remotely feel. Yeah, you kind of just shrug it off, and it lands, and it's kind of like, it's feeling threatened, and yeah, and that's its turn over. It's Growl.
It's Grawl. Okay. First of all, I reciprocated the high five.
Yes.
Is it my turn now?
I'm just zoomed in on my tokens right now, and it just says, don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Is Akuni asked if it was her?
It's Growl, unless I completely missed her turn entirely. I don't think I did.
Akuni, you did your turn and you just missed your shot, remember?
Yeah, you missed your shot, and then
Yeah.
it was Sir Alan. No, it was Ninsala.
Shadow.
It was Ninsala, and you missed, and then it was the Elder, and then it was Sir Alan, and he cleaved the Elder in two. Now it's then it was the Shadowfang 1. Now it's Growl.
Then it's Gil, then it's Akuni.
Yeah, after Gil, it's
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Growl.
I shall firstly reciprocate the high five, of course. And
That's your bonus action. Or free action?
that was my free action.
Yeah, it's free action.
I will... I'm going to move 1, 2, and then I'm still in range because of my halberd, right?
You can attack from there. Yeah, so that's where you are. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want
can
to do
attack from
something flashy, but
There's
there's
This
no
thing
real
is
flashy.
perfectly healthy. It has not been touched.
Oh, fuck it then. I'm gonna attack with my halberd. I'm gonna do... Growl's gonna attempt to spin it to get some speed and momentum on it, and then go for another overhead slash.
Go for it. Roll to hit.
Right, so hit roll is advantage because I'm raging. So on strength checks, this would be strength, right?
Yeah, you're swinging a big ol' halberd.
Okay, so that would be 2d10.
No, you roll 2d20 to hit.
Oh, you're right.
That's what advantage is.
Oh. I'm
So
just going
roll-
to put this one in here for a second, ignore me.
You can just roll both at the same time and see which one's higher.
Yep.
10. So it's 10 plus 5. Because of your strength
10 plus
mod.
5. 15. Yeah.
15. 15 hits.
Okay. And then I roll damage.
Yep. And damage isn't with initiative, it's just you roll the damage.
Okay, that's just
Yeah, advantage, yeah.
D10.
Yep.
That would be
9?
11 with my plus 2.
Okay.
Wow.
11. That's nice. Alright, and I assume that's it? Yeah, you moved an attack.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Right, it is Guild's turn. And this thing is like visibly very, very agitated. It's like growling like directly at Growl now. It sees it as like a big threat. And it's kind of like limping.
Okay. Does anybody quick survey around my immediate surroundings? Does anybody look injured?
If I remember right, Tree Dad has 1 point of damage, and that's it.
Right, but I don't know numbers.
Tree Dad has not got any damage because I healed myself.
Okay.
I lay
everyone's pretty fine.
myself to full.
Okay. So nobody looks damaged then. I don't like to deal in actual numbers
Yeah, no,
because I
but-
feel like it's
That's fair.
So like
Yeah,
I like to
that's
ask
fine.
if anybody looks.
Yeah, it's a good way of doing it.
I am going to fly down.
Okay.
To
Sure thing. So you're rolling, yeah, like. Hello.
yep.
Would
I'd
that
like
be a
to-
flank?
Yeah, you're flanking it,
Okay.
so you have advantage,
To hit.
I have advantage then. Cool.
and you're smacking it with your shillelagh.
Yeah, with my
Shillelagh.
with my my quarterstaff.
13. 13 plus.
Yeah.
Basically a big toothpick.
13 plus. What?
Do you have any modifier, or is it just 13?
Oh wait, yeah, no, it's my spell ability
Which is
because of Shillelagh.
is it int or whiz? I think it's whiz.
Wisdom, which is 5.
0. I'm looking the wrong thing. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
Should help
Yeah,
me.
it hits.
More than-
Yeah, it hits.
Okay.
Don't worry, it hits. Roll for damage.
So that's 1d8. Because of
1d8.
5?
5 damage. And what kind of damage is it?
It would be bludgeoning because it's a quarterstaff.
Doesn't it add nature because of the shillelagh?
Does it?
Isn't that what it says?
Look. I'll look.
Yeah.
I mean, it says that it's magical. It says imbued with nature's power, but I don't know if it.
Yeah, I
actually
don't think that means it does like
Okay.
nature damage
Yeah.
specifically. It just
I
makes
think
it
that's just
magical.
flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does count as magical damage for the purposes of like bypassing damage
Yeah.
resistances.
Like
Oh,
if something is immune to if something is like immune to
Immune to
physical
bludgeoning.
damage, if you hit it with a magical weapon, it does damage.
Okay.
Right. So it would be 5 magic.
Yeah. So yeah, 5. That right. Let me have a quick look. Right. So yeah, you how do you go about like hitting it? Like what does Gil do? Like because you are like at its butt currently, flanking it.
Oh yeah, I'm legitimately aiming for the flank.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're gonna like smack it like right in its legs, or something.
Yeah, I could aim for the legs, the joint of the.
Okay. So you like imbue your quarterstaff, and it starts to kind of like glow. And,
Oh yeah, it's been imbued. Mhm.
Yeah, and it starts like I don't know, like emanating this like very very faint aura, and Gil goes to like smack it right in one of its back legs, and like the reverberation, the shockwave that goes through its body makes it scream out in pain as you hear this crunching sound, and it drops to the floor dead.
From a leg shot. God damn.
It just basically died like from intense pain from that last
Flank
smash in the leg.
state.
It was hurt. It was hurt, and that really didn't help it. It in fact killed it. So and then shortly afterwards, about 5 minutes have passed since this fight has happened. You clear out these Shadowfang, and the fog dissipates.
We can give them to the innkeeper lady to cook for tomorrow.
And congratulations, you are now level 2.
Yeah!
Nice.
We beat for the first combat encounter and came out of it on full health.
Basically, yeah.
Nailed it. 2 crits and full health at the end.
Yeah, I
of
wasn't
it.
expecting 2 crits. That didn't help. Also, nearly a
disadvantage.
yeah.
God damn it.
Wasn't expecting that. I'll adjust numbers.
Either.
Are just numbers for the ungodly luck that you will have.
Rigged.
Right. Ikuni, Ninsala.
Yes.
How do you get off the roof?
Are we going to end it for help?
You could like ask for help.
Yeah. Tree dad.
There's a tall boy.
Yes, Sir Alan, could you like maybe come here so I can get off the roof?
Bonk.
That'd be easy
So yeah,
too, right?
Sir Alan kind of like stretches his arm up, like up high, and Ninsala kind of like jumps into like his hand and places her on the ground.
Into my canopy.
Yeah, just drops her, just completely drops her.
Climb up into the canopy of my head.
Right. Okay. So as you clean up the last of the Shadowfang, Kada rushes outside, and she's immediately like, are you all okay? I heard there was roaring, screaming. What happened?
Well, we just like got rid of these wild shadow fangs here that were chasing a fellow Eva. So
And she kind of like she looks at the corpses and she's like, that one's really big.
Wasn't too much of a problem.
I'd like to roll perception, look around, see if I can find where that Erva went.
Go for it.
Okay.
Seven?
7. You didn't see where she ran.
Okay.
She'd basically she'd already ran past or ran in a different direction before you even noticed where she was.
Okay.
Can we roll perception to see if she left any tracks?
You can do. Someone else can.
yeah.
Gil will color it in Insala. Did you happen to see where that Erva went? Or could you find them?
I'm
'Cause-
not sure, but I can certainly look.
You look like you'd be capable of
I rolled
tracking.
a 20.
The only reason why
Really?
I...
I rolled a 20.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Looks like
Okay
we'll
then.
find
So
out right now.
tracks.
so this lot are fairly lucky. So yeah, she, because of like how wildly she was running away in pure fear of these things, because there were like more north, clearly. You while you were fighting, you could hear like more growling and stuff north, and like clanging and stuff. So clearly the guards are dealing with like another attack. But like in her fleeing in terror, she was kicking up all kinds of dirt and dust and everything, and you can see some fairly visible tracks. And she ran. If this is like north is in the direction of like this way, like this is the north of the board.
Yep.
She ran off like this way somewhere. She ran off to the west. She may be hiding, you don't know. You just saw her run that way.
So I point in the direction where she run then.
Okay.
That way.
And Kada says, well, I thank you so much. This could have been left for the guards, and yet you protected my tavern. I can't thank you enough. I mean, I don't even have a door. They could have come in. They could have attacked me. I don't know how else to say thank you other than, please feel free to stay here for free tonight.
Oh.
I'll reimburse what you paid. It's the least I can do.
Grawl would like to speak to her. Grawl says, I will always repay debt for somebody who does not fish. Keep the money.
You are the kindest Kragnova I've met, and I've only met one. Let's hope the rest of your race are as welcoming.
How much was my cut of that money? Oh, it'd be the same. Never mind.
You paid 100 for the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you paid 100.
Yeah.
Do you want your money back, Mikuni? Like, did you want your bit?
She can.
So you're just saying you just keep it. It's fine.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that she's safe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to be staying here tonight, then I'm assuming Sir Alan and Gil are going to be staying outside, like at the front, like you were planning on doing before you got rudely awoken.
Gil would say that too, Sir Ellen, after flying up. Back on his
Yeah.
shoulder. Like, we need to go find her.
Yeah. Yes, we should go and find her. She was in a panicked state. We need to make sure she's okay.
Okay.
And Sala said they went to the west.
They did.
Yeah.
So, the party are going to go try and find this this terrified Eva. Next chapter.
Oh.
Alright.
Can I just say thank you for a start? This has been a hell of a first session. Thank you so much for all the work you put in.
Yeah.
Glad you liked it.
Nobody's been
Put
working
in
harder
a
than you.
lot of work, yeah.
This has been like, I'm just zooming out and looking at just all the things you've done here.
It's
like,
incredible.
It's so
Before we
staggering.
end,
I
real
think
quick,
this is-
I'm going around and picking up half of my arrows spent, so I'm getting back 2 arrows because I used 4.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And can we remember that the corpses are there for next session? I'll write it down.
Yeah.
What were the mobs called?
So it's there were 2 Shadowfang and 1 Shadowfang Elder.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So, yeah. Anyone have any questions or anything? Also, we can now interact a lot more with chat for, you know, the final 5 minutes or so of the stream. How'd you like it, guys?
Thank you for being here.
Hey,
How did you enjoy chapter 1 of Tales of Tyrasia?
And-
Save the board, maybe.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to if I do this, options, overwrite, bam.
I just thank you to everybody in chat. It's been really nice just having a look around occasionally. Sorry we can't talk more, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been real nice of you all to turn out.
Yeah, no, Lynn, I agree. After like about 20-30 minutes, I was so comfortable with my character.
Yeah, it's been like so for those of you who don't know, this was my first time playing D&D.
Mine too.
First time playing, jumps right into DM role.
Yeah. This was
What a DM.
this was the first time I have played.
Yeah.
Let alone DM'd. This is the first time I've played. So I hope I did a good job. I probably probably missed a few things. I'm a little rusty on certain mechanics. Thank you for chat
Choco.
for helping me out.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially to Choco, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Helping
Shoko.
us sort out like ruling stuff. That was really helpful.
Right. Speaking for, I think, everybody, you did a bang-up job of DMing
Yes.
your first ever
Yeah.
session. That
Yes.
was
Thanks.
awesome. Like, storytelling.
I'm glad you
awesome.
like it. I had a lot of fun putting together this map as well. I'm glad you like the map.
It's a really nice map.
So good. So good.
Thanks, friends. Thanks. Yeah, I was a bit worried about it. Also, now I know like how fast they're gonna get through content. Oh, it's gonna be a long campaign. Oh, I vastly over-prepared for this.
I look forward to inevitably killing a crucial plot character that you needed for something.
Oh, don't worry, I'm sure you will. Put it this way, this campaign has already gone so much differently than what I thought it would do.
Ah,
Yeah.
so
I
excited.
mean, they always do.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Like,
You and me both.
we plan for an eventuality, and then it's just like, well, something completely different's happening.
Right.
What is that?
I could go route A or route B, and then somehow we found like route Q.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just gonna say, while you were on during the break and you definitely peek behind the curtain, we were all saying, "Holy shit!"
yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This is-
Really
yeah, no,
looking
this is-
forward to the rest of this.
This is exactly as cool as I'd hoped and more. Like, this is well good.
I'm glad. I mean, that's you know, the end of the day. Like, I don't want to like represent the evil DM type of like I want to kill you all. I want to nearly kill you all, but I want you all to have like super fun. Like that's the main thing. It wants to be super fun. You want to be heroes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You just gotta work for it. I'm not gonna give you heroism. You have to work for it, but you'll absolutely be able to earn it. So, as a last thing, I will just say thank you to everyone that's tuned in. I haven't looked that much at chat. Usually I'm very interactive with chat, but for these particular streams, I'm focusing entirely on the campaign and the party and everything, because I don't want to mess up and ask people to repeat stuff and everything. So, apologies for not, talking with you guys directly. I love you guys. But thank you for being here. There's been a lot of people here, and it's been awesome. I'm glad you have enjoyed it. It seems like it's a resounding yes that you've enjoyed it. And this is going to be a weekly thing. It's going to be every Saturday. Today, we had to do it earlier because Kian has like a house viewing later on, so we had to reschedule just for this session. It's going to be back to what we originally planned for next Saturday, just so you guys know. So it will be 3 hours later start. We'll be starting 35 minutes ago, basically. Whatever time it is for you now, 35 minutes ago is when we would be starting on Saturday. So yeah, does the party have anything else they wish to say before we finish up?
Already said my thank yous. It's been so fun, and I'm addicted to D&D now.
Yeah.
You got the bug. We did our job.
Yep, and you're all level 2 now. So we can sort out your stuff off screen. We'll let everyone know what people have got and everything, how people have, upgraded, evolved, etc. And with that, we will bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed Chapter 1 of Tales of Tyrasia. We'll see you next Saturday for Chapter 2.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.